Trusted means being built strong and built to last. Tried means being put to the test by hardworking people doing the toughest jobs. And true means staying authentic to the roots that run 30 years deep. Kawasaki Mule, the definition of trusted, tried, and true. See the Kawasaki Mule at Full Throttle Power Sports, located at 101 Indian Walk in Lowell.
It's time to go picking at Gaston Pickers in Gastonia. They are now open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m., Sunday afternoons from 1 to 5. Come check it all out. 28,000 square feet of vendors with antiques, collectibles, furniture, and more. And vendor space is available by calling 704-852-7055. Check out some of the booths at whatsupshopper.com and online at gastonpickers.net. Like them on Facebook too. Gaston Pickers, 503 Long Avenue in Gastonia, or exit 19 off I-85. Congratulations to Gaston Pickers, celebrating 10 years of business.
Just in Time Plumbing, family owned and operated, serving Cleveland and Gaston counties. They handle bathtub and vanity installation, new home construction plumbing, commercial sinks, Rinnai tankless water heaters, water line and drain repairs, gas piping, Jeter services, and more. And they offer project financing. Their licensed professionals provide first-class service on time, on budget, 24/7. Call 704-600-8350 for free estimates. Just in Time Plumbing, every time. 107 South City Street in Kings Mountain.
If you're concerned about personal contact, you can always use the convenient drive-through window at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville. They'll take care of your prescription while you wait in the comfort of your car. Or come on in, pick up your health product, and order breakfast or lunch from the grill with some of the best sandwiches in town. The grill is open from 8 a.m. until 2:30, Monday through Friday. Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville. Celebrating lives and healing grieving hearts. That's the theme of the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Falston, and the Stamey Cherryville Funeral Home on Dixie Street in Cherryville. Their staff is committed to providing your family with the highest quality care and service in your time of need. For more information, visit the websites at StameyTysingerFuneralHome.com and StameyCherryvilleFuneralHome.com, both giving you the gift of comfort for you and your family.
Morning, Saturday Morning Sports Up with Kevin, Zach, Tom, and Terry. Another wonderful day of sports. They're going to be talking about while I sit here and hopefully not fall asleep.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
And just want to remind us that this is brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Just want to say in North Carolina weather, you got to make sure all your systems are working at all times of year. I'm out in the mobile units at Burns, and I walked into my mobile unit, and it was 51 degrees, and had to have the heat on. And then by the afternoon, I had to have the air conditioner on, Terry, because it was getting above 70 degrees in there. So if you live in this part of the country, your heating and air better work all year long. You don't never know when you need either one. So if you need a service call, if you need repair, if you need an upgrade, call Shelby Heating and Air. Once again, at 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com.
Good morning, everybody. Biscuit time. Just finishing up our breakfast here, brought to us by JP himself, doing a good job. Now, what's cool about today, now that I got the looking over at JP, guys, I can either choose between looking at JP or some beautiful dogs. And they're right here beside each other. I know, JP, you can't see it. We got a dog show on the wall here, right next to the window you're looking at.
Okay.
There's Muddy. He's a good boy. He's a guava. Something I can't read it. He's from Davis, California, though. He's a cute dog there, JP. You need to get you one. You got any dogs?
No.
No dogs for you, Terry? You got any dogs?
I got 3.
What you got? Red,
Sooners.
blue, and Butch.
Yeah, I got 3 Sooners, and all of them basically.
Sooners?
Well,
What's a Sooner?
let me tell you about my dogs. I'll tell you real quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
First one, the owner just let him out, and they left him. So I took the dog in, made him part of my house, and then my second one, my daughter brought him, and she moved away, and we kept the dog. So I got that one, and then I got another one that somebody brought a little puppy up and put on my carport because they figured I needed another one. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking a puppy. There's no way that dog would have found my carport. And I took him in. So there we go. These are my 3 dogs.
You
Similar
can't
to that.
Yeah. You can't.
Similar to that.
Yeah, you can't ask a Southern man about his dogs, Kevin. Do you not know any better than that? They just go on and on. There's a story behind every dog. They'll
Every
just tell
one
you
of
a
them.
story.
Terry,
It's a country music song behind every dog.
Right.
Terry, what kind of biscuit you have this morning, sir?
Sausage, egg, and cheese, McMuffin.
All our biscuits from McDonald's in Cherryville. See Mr. Kuthan and the gang. They sponsor our scholar athletes. They're here in the local McDonald's here in Lee County and Cleveland as well. Tom, what kind of dogs you got?
I have a Corgi. I have a Spitz. I have a Papillon.
So
and
none.
a Chihuahua.
So none.
I have 4.
You have no dogs.
He's got 4.
I have 4 dogs.
I didn't hear him name.
But
one.
there's not a
I
country-
didn't hear him name one dog in there, Terry.
He just.
He said a
Did you
a
take up
corgi,
any dog, or did you go get all these dogs?
a Chihuahua,
The Corgi
a
was the most
Spitz.
expensive one.
Which
See,
one?
there
Does
you
any
go.
of them weigh more than 12 pounds?
The Spitz will kill you, man.
Is that the one that
Stay
bark-
away from that
that's
Spitz.
the mean one?
The thing I like about the Spitz is the Spitz is naturally a guard dog. She will sit by the window, and if that Amazon man comes up, she will just raise Cain. Now we keep the glass shut and locked, but that keeps the porch pirates away.
Yes.
So the Amazon man is a little scared of her. She did try to kill the mail lady one time, and poor lady, she got out. The mail lady throws the mail in the yard, runs back to the mail truck. We felt bad. We gave her a little extra money for Christmas, but she's a good guard dog. Spitz is an excellent guard dog. That's what you want. You want at least one of your dogs to bark. If somebody comes near that house, bark. You know, and that's what she
Well, my
does.
youngest one, the little pup that was put at my door, he'll do that.
Yeah,
He's got old enough now.
that's
and
right.
That
Somebody
dog
comes
will
near
let
that
you
house.
know somebody's outside.
You don't want porch pirates? Get a dog. They don't like dogs.
Okay. So, Zach, what kind of what'd you have for breakfast, Tom? Sorry about that.
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle, favorite of mine. And, yeah, they do put, when Zach and I were talking about this, it's some kind of, it sounds like they put a little maple syrup
Inside the.
inside the kind of like pancake bun. Makes it really, really good. So, yes, I enjoy that every Saturday morning. Thank you,
Terry, there's
McDonald's.
Tom's
Up Cherry.
guard dog.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to tell you what. Looks are deceiving there. I'm going to tell you what.
Almost like a Pomeranian.
Hey,
Almost.
hey,
I
hey.
did-
People are scared
If you
of
don't
that
want to be
dog.
bit by a dog or scared of a dog, any dog, bites and acts like
That
a
one
fool.
up there, that one, the fourth one from the right at the top, that looks just like
Yeah.
my dog.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
The white one. And then, okay, you said a Chihuahua, and then what else?
A Corgi.
A Corgi. The Queen's dog.
I got the black and white ones. I always forget what kind of Corgi that is.
The corgis always remind me of Lord Farquaad off of
I had one like that.
Shrek.
That's like mine right there. Just scroll back up.
Yeah, that's mine.
You
Tom,
totally.
did you hear that one?
What?
I said the Gorkies, every time I look at them, maybe think of Lord Farquaad off of Shrek.
That's not
Because they
the
look
kind
like
of
they're supposed to
Corgi.
be tall, but they don't have no legs.
Yeah.
All right, Terry, here's Tom's other
But
dog.
they're very popular, very expensive dog if you try to buy one.
It's the Queen's dog, yeah.
Yep.
That's mine.
Yep. That's a good guard
That's
dog.
funny as
All right, Zach, what'd you have for breakfast this morning?
sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a Chihuahua.
You got Chihuahua too?
Yep. Her name is Fiona.
All right. So none of you have.
There's
dogs.
a corgi right there.
Terry's got some dogs. They'll at least scare.
My dog don't bark hardly at anything unless.
Will Spit scare a raccoon away? Terry,
That Spitz will bite your face off.
that's not why I'm asking. Terry, will Spit scare a raccoon away?
Probably not.
Okay.
They probably run.
I can go ahead and tell you. You just come on to 101 Hillside Drive. And
All you
You see what
raccoons
that-
out there.
you see what
Tom
that
just
Spitz
set out
will
the
do.
challenge.
Don't
You
even
won't
come near my
You
Spitz.
won't walk up on Tom Spitz.
Spitz is a German dog. You know Germans.
Yeah, I got German
They
dogs.
will not. They will not back down. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you.
I have real German dogs.
Whatever, Kevin. Whatever. I noticed when you came over my house that one day, you were scared of it.
Well, people don't want to get bit in the ankle.
Dog will bite your face.
There you go, Tom.
Look at Kevin.
There you go, Tom.
Hey,
Let me see
he's got to
that.
have real dogs.
There you go.
Are you
Terry.
are you compensating for your? You don't feel like you have enough manhood, Kevin. You have to have
Well,
a real
I'm gonna
manhood
tell
I'm
you
dog.
making sure if you walk in my house, you've got to have to wrestle something.
I know an officer who's officer of our school. He's got a Rottweiler. That's the biggest Rottweiler I ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, those are big. He is twice that size. He brought that thing to the school one time, and every kid in there was like, "Oh God!"
Yeah, they've got heftiness.
Yeah.
on them. That these are.
I mean, I even knew the dog and was scared to touch it.
Yeah. Mine are sleek and athletic, and nothing but mouths. And the Rottweilers are a little bigger and thicker in that capacity. Well, Tom, as someone who did have a stray kill one of his dogs, I dare a stray to walk in my backyard now. You've got two that'll kill him in a heartbeat. So you live in the country, you have things happen like that. So some things change your life, and I dare them to come near my kids again. So
I can understand every bit of that of what happened to you.
that's what they're there for, and
And it was one
they're
that
good
Kevin
boys and
took
dogs.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try to be nice to them.
My wife, we never we got our Chihuahua, and she decided to put an outfit on her last night, and she was miserable. So we took it off and
Your wife or the Chihuahua?
the Chihuahua. So this was last night, and she was pissed.
There you go.
So she's sitting there,
y'all
and
don't have dogs.
I took as soon as I took it off her, she kept
Let me
coming over.
see
She's
that.
looking at me. I put it down now.
Good. Leave it.
The only thing that she'll bark at is we got a local dog comes by. The local dog gets on her front porch. She hates
Listen.
it. I can even say its name, Moon Knight. And she goes
Put it this
psycho.
way. If she's gonna dress your rat canine, whatever you call that thing, in that fashion, I would definitely be taking that one to the vet. That's all.
She got out one time and chased that lab out of our yard. It was hilarious.
She's lucky an owl hadn't picked that thing up.
We won't let her get out of the house.
Serious.
We got those big power lines and those
Things are
those
little.
vultures sit on top of them. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
don't let her out. She'll be 8.
Vultures won't get her until she dies.
She's only 4 pounds.
They won't scoop up anything up live, will they?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. JP, do you know?
What about dogs?
Nothing. Anyway, what'd you have for breakfast?
What'd you have for breakfast, JP?
Again, show me what you got in there next to you. You got your Christmas present sitting in there.
Oh yeah, I saw the Funko Pop
Hold up to the camera.
BB9E.
Hold up to the camera.
The bobblehead.
Hold it up to the camera. There you go. Really close. There you go. 9E. So do you pronounce it 90?
Yeah, 9E.
90. BB90.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as we
Now,
detect
what
it.
does that do, JP?
It's a droid.
I'm just being ignorant. So,
It's a droid, Terry. So
Is it? Okay.
I don't know. Is that a Imperial droid?
I actually think it is. Yeah.
So it works for the Empire, Terry. So it's a robot.
Okay.
Droid, same thing as robot. So it does whatever they
Did you
tell it
have
to
one
do.
of those?
No, I don't have one of these.
There
No.
you go.
It's like what we have to eventually invent in America because nobody will work.
Oh, yeah. Think of it.
So we're gonna have droids. It's gonna be like Star Wars.
On the Jetsons, they had Rosie. I just keep waiting.
Yep. We need
There
one
is
of
a
those.
restaurant.
Or you could have Will Smith, who will shoot your droid or slap a host.
There is a restaurant in Patterson Springs that has Rosie bring your food to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really. My son loves Jetsons. He had a fit when she come rolling over and bring food out.
You go all the way to Patterson Springs?
Is that the one that's above Lenore? Is it Patterson Springs or am I saying the wrong
Patterson
thing?
Springs is southern Cleveland.
What's
County.
the other one that's the Springs above Lenore.
Connolly Springs.
Connolly Springs. It's a new restaurant on the right. It's like a 50s diner.
Which one of y'all are native North Carolinians?
Don't go that far. If I go that far, I'm like Terry. Nobody don't like me.
The only reason why I know that, the only reason, and Terry can tell you, if you officiate in Western North Carolina, you know all the little podunk towns. Don't you, Terry? You've been just about every single one of them.
I mean, I tell people all the time, don't ask somebody from the city where things are. They don't know.
No,
They'll tell you
no
spots.
idea.
No.
They'll use their GPS. You ask somebody from Cherville where the thing is, they know where everything is because they got to go there.
I was embarrassed though, Kevin. Your house. I was afraid I'd be out on 74 and couldn't get to your house. All you have to do from 74 to get to your house is turn off Oak Grove Road and turn down. I'm like, oh, Kevin lives out in the country. I'm like, wait a minute. All you have to do is go on Oak Grove Road and turn the other way.
1 mile from the highway.
Because I always,
Really,
exactly.
it is.
It's only a couple. It's right there by the country camping corner.
Yeah.
But I always go the back way to your house, and that is definitely some back roads in there, kind of like nobody goes back in there. And then I was like, man, how do you get there from there? It's got to be miles away from. I was like, well, no, wait a minute, no, it's only a mile away from 74. So I will make that admission.
Well, good morning, everybody. Saturday Sports Talk. We got a big show today brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. We got NFL last weekend of the season. We've got NCAA football championship is Monday night.
Listen. Yep. Okay. Just everybody. Dallas is knocking on the door.
Has he been waiting on 17 minutes to do that?
Yeah. Knocking on the door.
You know when he's sitting around at school?
Robbie Root.
He's been waiting 17 minutes to do
Robbie
that.
Root.
And then they're going to lose tomorrow.
I said the word NFL, and he starts
We're
knocking
knocking on the door.
He's been sitting around at school thinking, what can I do on Saturday morning that'll really get him? Yeah, I'll just knock on the table and say I'm knocking on the door. Terry, all the free time you have over there at school, because we know you're not doing anything, all the free time you have, that's the best you can do? That's the best you can do.
That's all he's got.
That's for Robbie Root, man. Knocking on your door, buddy.
Oh, gosh, Lee.
I hear the train a coming.
All
The
kinds
Zeke.
all kinds of things in news and talk about in the NFL, of course. NASCAR is coming up here in a couple of weeks. They're getting ready for that. Keep waiting for that Jimmy Johnson unveil, sponsoring car, Terry, for the 500. I need to go down there. If I was ever going to spend enough money, I should go to this 500, shouldn't we?
Well, I want to tell you something. Now, I did find a car, and Kevin, I should have brought it to you, but I left it at my house. I don't know whether I'll ever give it up, but it was one of them die-cast metal ones, the 64-inch, the big ones, and somebody had it out on a lot, $2.
Wow.
I said, I'll take it. Took it right away, and I'm like, boy, y'all don't know what you got here.
You can sell it,
really.
You can sell it to
Well,
any regular store for like 20 or 30, couldn't you, probably? Them things are expensive.
driver?
Number 48, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah,
Oh,
baby.
was it?
Yeah.
I give you $4 there right now.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
double
saying.
profit.
Double it up. I was like,
I'll
you
give you
kidding?
$5
But
and a
now,
tip.
I'm going to tell you something else. There was another one. There was two.
Yeah.
And the other one, Dale Earnhardt Jr., number 88, nationwide.
I'll give you $6 for that one.
How about that?
Yeah.
You know? And
I'd have
I
that one
said,
myself.
I took both of them. I said, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, that's like you going through the cards and stuff. You never know what you got until you actually have to go through them. You waste a lot of time going through them. And then you some people that don't know, don't care, just want to get rid of them and stuff like that. So it's a weird hobby or things to do is collecting sports memorabilia. All right, NBA news. We'll have to talk about the Hornets' record-setting night last night. We'll have to talk about LeBron getting closer to Kareem and fights in the NBA and more. College basketball. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. I don't think we got any golf news today, and high school basketball and more. Tom was at a game last night, and then
Tom was working one night. I tried texting.
Oh, did
Yeah,
Well-
I did the clock on Wednesday night. Burns off to a good start. Now, that Bessemer City team seems tough. I guess Kevin could tell you a little bit more about that.
I was just listening to them last night. They had a pretty good game. Their leading scorer, I believe, only had like 7 or 10 points, and they still won by 20. Everybody else played well. So I think they might have. Tom, do you know were they picked to win the conference?
They had to be picked to win the 1A part of it.
Right. I'm thinking they might have been the whole thing this year.
East Gaston did beat them.
Did they?
played, yeah.
Okay,
East Gaston
okay.
did beat them.
I keep forgetting about them being in the conference. I'm thinking Burns and Shelby.
I think East Gaston is the favorite right now to win that conference. I think Shelby's going to win the 1A. Burns has got a shot to be number 2. Going to have to deal with Shelby now. Saw Shelby last night, and then when they put their pressure defense on, they trap in the backcourt. They're really good at it. And I tell you what else they're good at. They're good at 2-3 zone. I mean, they stretch that zone out. You know, a team can play good 2-3 zone when it looks like man. You know, I mean, and they you try to throw over the top of the zone. You know, that's what teams do when the zone goes this way. We'll just throw over the top of it and somebody be wide open. But you can't do that against Shelby because they're so quick. They get back and it's like, oh my God, they're in their face already. So it was close for a while last night, but Shelby, you know, they always have an athletic bunch out there, and their pressure defense and their 2-3 zone. I was impressed with. The Hollyfield kid finally got going from 3. He hit a couple in the third quarter. They had a rough go of it in the first quarter. I think they were like 1 of 7 for 3. And, you know, if you're 1 of 7 for 3, you know, Highland Tech sitting in their zone. Okay, if you're going to be 1 of 7 for 3, I'm going to sit in my zone. But then once they created the pressure defense, it kind of turned the tide.
Well, Tom, for give you an idea right now, they haven't played Burns, right? Okay, no, they haven't played Burns. So Bessemer beat Shelby by 17. 66.
But it was a close game for a lot of it. For a lot of the game, it was closer. I want to see them say, "Yeah, I know, Kevin. You."
I'm just giving you an example. Hey, you seen Shelby?
I know, but you can't. You know, you got to watch the game, Kevin. You just can't look at the final score and say, "Well, this wasn't even close." You know.
Well, they've beat North Gaston twice. They split with Huss. Lost by 4 to Huss, by the way. Lost in Lake Norman, who's a 4A school. They did lose to East Gaston by 12 at East Gaston. Philip Simmons, whoever that is, Charleston, South Carolina. I don't know where they played them at. They
Probably a Christmas tournament.
They lost to them by 15 in that one. They got Burns on Tuesday, Tom, so you get to see them in person. So Yellow Jackets and Bulldogs. Let me look at that standings real quick in that conference. Let's see. The Bulldogs. Hey, you had to click on it twice. Excuse me. Overall, East Gaston is 11-1, Bessemer 9-4, Burns 6-5, Shelby 5-5, Highland 5-7, Cherry 4-7, and Thomas Jefferson at 3-9 in that Southern Piedmont 1A, 2A. Over in Lincoln County in West Lincoln's conference, the South Fork 2A, I guess that's what they call it right now, right, Terry?
Yes.
Still, Maiden's 12-2. West Caldwell 11-2, Bandy's 8-5, Newton Conover 8-6, West Lincoln 4-9, Lincoln 3-10, East Burke 2-9, and Bunker Hill 2-11. So there's your local conference standings here for us. I guess I could pull up Crest real quick for the Big South 3A. Let's see, basketball. Look over their conference standings real quick. All right, Tom. Any other news and notes high school before we get out of here?
No, I just, Burns did not play last night, so they're going to get a little rest before they have to go to Bessemer City. That is going to be a tough game for them at Bessemer City, but I want to give a little bit of credit to Coach Phillips and Coach Diamond and the coaching staff over there at Burns. They've come in this year. You know, it's hard for your first year, Terry. You know, I mean, you're coming in, you don't know the kids.
That's true.
You're trying to get them to buy into your system and things. And, their last win, when you texted me, Terry, that was the Thomas Jefferson game, and they did handle Thomas Jefferson, who's a very young team. You know, they're a very young team. Coach Jones does a good job with him, but I think they're putting it together. Like I said, I don't know if they're with a Bessemer City or with a Shelby yet. We'll see because they got the opportunity to play those, but I think they're doing a good job there, and I think they've got that program going in the right direction. So it's a good thing. Bessemer Burns at Bessemer.
We're on our football revenge tour right now, Tom. Y'all gonna have to take this one.
The Holmes kid.
Ain't that right?
I want to see the Holmes kid
How
play.
many y'all football? 30. All right, we'll see if we can get there.
Yeah.
Well, Jameer Holmes is a player, and the other guy, I always forget the guard's name. I think he's going to a
Pettis.
Pettis.
The one averaging 20-something.
Yeah, he's going to a big school, I think, or
Now-
at least going to play.
Now,
at the next level.
they were saying, Matt Chapman did say last night that Holmes was just, he said he looked about twice as big as anyone else on the court last night.
He's huge. He's a man. I'm going to tell you, that kid's a man. So, yeah, they handled Cherryville. I know it was 20 at halftime.
Cherryville won the third quarter by 1, and then Bessemer pulled away some more. It doesn't have the final on here. I should have read it down last night when I was listening to Matt and them. Over in the 3A, real quick, South Point 12-2, Crest 11-2, Kings Mountain 7-4, Forest View 7-5, Huss 6-6, Kramer 5-9, North Gaston 2-12, and Ashbrook 1-11. On that, all right.
I was going to mention one thing
ahead,
about the girls' action. West Lincoln played Newton Conover last night and got defeated, but I give the people credit for the girls over there. They're 9-4 on the year after they started the season with a 51-point loss to East Lincoln, but they've turned it around. And Newton Conover and East Burke are probably the two best girls team in the conference, and West Lincoln probably going to finish third. But good job to them.
And one other note, Crest did defeat South Point last night. Coach Brad Levine, what a job he's done with that program. He has not lost a conference game. I mean, that's just...
He's a good basketball coach. He's really... You could tell when you see about Terry, can't you? When you see different basketball coaches in different programs, as soon as they... I mean, Tom, I knew when they hired him, like, if they're athletes and stuff, they're going to get... They'll be okay.
He gets buy-in. he gets buy-in to what he wants to do, and he
Rutherford's always good when he
he likes to run. You know what I mean? He's and I said if you want the formula to beat Crest, is you got to beat them down the floor and take away their transition game and make them play. It's not that they can't play half court. It's just that they'd rather not do that. If they get out and run on you, that's what they're going to do. And Burns played them much closer the second time, but just friend of mine, Brad Levine, great job over there. He's doing a great job with that Crest program, and they're going to make a run in the playoffs this year.
Is he a better basketball coach or umpire, Tom?
Oh well, he's a terrible umpire. He's a terrible umpire. I mean, just ask. Just ask.
Yeah, just ask.
just ask. And I tell you, the funniest thing was, I think there were some guys, I won't tell you the school, but a buddy of mine was like, "Yeah, I heard some baseball players talking about you." It's like, what do you mean? He says, "Yeah, we've had Centophony like 3 times."
I'm doing my job.
And then another guy said, "Yeah, we've had worse." So if they tell you they've had worse, that's kind of a way of saying that's kind of a compliment as much as you're going to get as an official. If they say you're terrible, that's okay. You're probably standard issue. But if they say we've had worse, and you're probably a decent umpire.
Yeah.
We've
the ones that I
worse.
like is the ones that first thing when they pull in and they're coming from somewhere else, they're going to ask you, they said, "Are you doing our game on such and such field?" And I'll say, "Yeah." And they'll say, "Yeah, okay, at least it'll be done correctly."
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Well, I appreciate that."
Yeah,
at least there's no bias.
Sounds like a fake story.
Fake
Video
news.
Didn't happen.
And I always tell them the same thing when I show up. But have you got the plate? I'm like, "Yeah, I got the plate." "Oh, we're glad." I said, "Don't."
Yeah.
I said, "Just shut up."
That's
I said,
right, 'cause
first pitch,
you're gonna be
saying,
hollering.
"Oh, yeah." I was like, "No, first pitch, you're gonna tell me how I need to go back to umpire school."
But the ones I love is when the game is over and a team gets beat like 23-1, and they come by you and say, "You're the worst umpire I ever seen."
You know what I say?
Okay.
You know what I say? Yep, that's right. But I might be pretty good if I could engineer a 22-run advantage.
That's the ones you always have to say. You're right. I gave up 2 or 3 runs. You guys should need to work on the other 20.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's like when they blame the defense for when the quarterback puts 30 on the other team. Oh, it's his fault. All right, JP, are you ready in there? Are you ready? Yeah? All right. We'll be back. KDCBroadcast.com. We got more sports and more to go. KDC.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, where their customers come first. Remember the cold 10 below degree temperatures during the Christmas weekend? Well, Shelby Heating and Air made over 70 calls to help keep folks warm during Christmas. And they'll do the same for you. Ask about up to $750 in rebates on select products, along with their safety furnace checkup for just $99. Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They're there when you need them.
At Carolina Federal Credit Union, we know that we are not like the others. When you make a deposit, you're getting an excellent rate and helping a neighbor refinance for a reliable vehicle, buy a home, or start a family. It has been our community that has helped us thrive for over 50 years. The more that we grow, the better we can serve all of our neighbors. All that it takes to become a member is to be a part of the community. Carolina Federal Credit Union. We treat you like family because you are.
Just for it. No, not that kind of floor it. Floor it with your hometown flooring center. That's Cleveland Floor Covering in Shelby. Phil and Kenneth Whitaker invite you to come on in for all kinds of residential and commercial flooring. For over 60 years, they've been serving our area. Come see the new LVT plank flooring, along with carpet, tile, and hardwood flooring with name brands you can trust. Cleveland Floor Covering, 1336 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at clevelandfloorcovering.com. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 12 on Saturday. Just floor it with Cleveland Floor Covering. Flooring America in Kings Mountain and Carver One Floor and Home in Gastonia have some great news. New LVP flooring that's waterproof. Hey, and it's also pet-proof. And even kid-proof. But best of all, it's only $319 a square foot. That's right, LVP waterproof flooring for $319 a square foot from Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, and Carpet One Floor and Home, 2757 East Ozark Avenue, Gastonia.
Sock it to me.
Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain will sock it to you with the all-new heat holder socks. When it's cold, your toes and feet will be nice and warm with a pair of heat holder socks. Also see Hometown Hardware for gloves, snow shovels, ice melt, hand warmers, and they have electric and propane heaters, plus sleds for the kids. See Kyle and leave with a smile at Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain.
Hey, can I help you? Wow, this tractor looks tough. Oh, yeah. This is the Coyote RX 6010. It has a 59 horsepower Daedong turbo engine, four-wheel drive, and one of the highest lift capacities in its class. It's a whole new level of toughness.
Wow, that is tough. I'll take it. Bubby, let's go wrestle a bear.
Experience the toughness of the RX series at your local Coyote dealer.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sells, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 intersection west in Vale. Tune in for Down Home with Milton Baker, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin, Tom, Zach, and Terry. There
Morning Sports.
we go.
Saturday Morning Sports Talk brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com.
Well, good evening there, or good evening, good morning, everybody. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. All right, college football. Let's get started there. Terry, you want to tell me about how the Big Ten fared in the?
That's all I got to say.
In the football.
You know, when I made that prediction last week, I kind of sat there, and then after I got home, I kind of sat there and watching Michigan play, and I said, why did I even say that? I mean, you know, I have
Terry,
to understand.
we
Tom, let
wonder
me
that.
finish,
We
Tom.
often wonder a lot.
Tom, let me finish. But I had to tell myself, I said, Terry, you should have known there's no way the Big Ten could accomplish anything because they never do. And here we are again. Two teams have a shot to be playing for a national championship. Michigan favored by tons, and they go out there and flunder a game away.
Flunder's not a word, and they were favored by a touchdown.
Well,
okay.
Tom, it's still. After I saw that, and then I even sent a text out. I said, after this game, I said, just watch Ohio State. All you're going to have to do is watch. And Ohio State gives a game away. Like, here, take it. We don't want this.
What about the targeting call?
You know, what about the targeting call, Tom? Hey, well,
nobody
it didn't
wants
happen.
to talk about it.
It didn't happen.
Fowler and Herbstreit didn't want to talk about it. They went to commercial break. Marvin Harrison finally got off the field, and it's like it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't happen.
They didn't call it.
Just flags came in like the United Nations. Whew. 3-4 flags come in as soon as the official's right in front of it, threw it. And then all of a sudden, oh, no, it wasn't. We just knocked him out, gave him a concussion. Nah, no targeting there. And then we're not going to talk about it.
I don't understand how come I was talking and Tom
minutes,
jumps right in.
Well, I mean, when you said flundered, you just lost the floor.
Tom.
Okay. Whenever you say a word that's not really a word, you now have to shut up for the next 10 minutes.
You had an opportunity, and y'all flunked again.
You tried to say floundered. That's what you're trying to say.
You flunked again, Tom. 0-2 when games count, and there you go again.
Well, I mean, you know.
And now here we are with Georgia getting ready to win another national title because your team, Michigan, that you pull for a lot, could not make it.
Michigan got cheated on a couple calls, too. Just a little suspicious. I'm not saying it turns the outcome, but if you watch the Ohio State game, the targeting call, and all of a sudden no targeting. The first down, everybody forgets that, Ohio State had forced him off the field, and all of a sudden, oh, no, that was a first down, even though it's like, nah, it looks like he's about a half yard short. Then Ohio State fakes a punt, gets first down on fourth down. But mysteriously, Kirby Smart's awarded a timeout after the play started. And
no, he called the timeout.
And the rules analysis, it was so funny because the rules analysis guy is saying, oh, well, it doesn't matter if the play started. He wanted the timeout.
Yeah, he was right there calling timeout.
It didn't matter if the play started.
No, he was calling timeout before the play ever started.
It doesn't matter if the play started because ESPN's got to make sure the SEC gets in a championship game.
No, man.
That's what it is. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
A walk-on quarterback beat y'all.
It's okay. We understand that, Georgia's a great team. I'm not going to take that away from them. They're a great team. They're very deserving where they be. But it just seems like the powers that be, if you saw the targeting call in the end of the Michigan game, if you had a YouTube video and you looked it up, this is targeting, you would go to that Michigan game. And this guy's comes in with the crown of the helmet. Boom. Oh,
so they would have had one more play.
But it just makes you say
a 50-yard bomb into the end zone.
Remember a couple of years ago when Ohio State had Clemson 16-0, they sacked Trevor Lawrence, and Lawrence put his head down. He puts his head down. Sean Wade hits his head. Oh, targeting. Sean Wade's out of the game. First down, Clemson. Game changes the whole the call changes the whole momentum. It just seems like the powers that be, without maybe saying, we know you can't engineer an outcome, but if you have the opportunity to give this team an edge, you want to come back and do more playoff games, you better make sure a certain team gets the edge.
Well, I promise
I'm not saying I can prove that.
Well,
I'm just saying,
you,
sure seems like it.
As we're sitting here, and there's only one more year of it anyway, then you're going to be able to have a few of y'all's teams in it.
The Saban Invitational.
That's it.
That's what it's going to be.
The Nick Saban Invitational.
Well, next year, you'll not have two big teams. I don't give a darn if both of you are 11-0, and which that won't happen. But if both of you were 11-0, they'll not put two big teams in it again.
Those were two of the best playoff games. If you actually read anything, you would see that America was actually pleased with these games because they were entertaining, they were close, they were competitive, they were good football games. And everybody was happy with the quality. Go ahead, Kevin.
I didn't see all of them, or all, in and out on these. What player are you talking about the targeting, or what's the deal?
Marvin Harrison, the targeting.
So what was the call? Or
the call on the field was targeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marvin Harrison's laying there like comatose, and they go to commercial, and then they come back. Oh, call's been reversed, and that's it. Didn't say he's okay, he's in the tent, nothing. It's just like, Marvin Harrison, who's that guy? We don't know.
So I'm watching it, and
can't launch yourself to the head and neck area.
That's not target.
There you go.
That's a football hit.
That was a
shoulder
football
to
hit
shoulder
in the 70s.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Not launch yourself. That's not
Terry.
shoulder to shoulder. Whatever. Why do you have a concussion, Kevin?
I'm looking at because his head hit the ground.
Whatever.
Because he got smoked. That's why. What are you talking about? Wait a minute.
You
watching
guys.
This is the first time I saw it, Tom.
There you go.
You guys can say whatever.
I don't have announcers talking to me. I'm watching it.
He launches.
He turns his head so he doesn't hit him in the head.
He launches himself.
Launches Tom
at the head and neck. That's what the rule says.
He hit him in the shoulder.
Read the rule.
Okay, so what?
Launches from wherever he's at to hit him in the head.
He didn't catch it anyway, so what does it matter?
I'm done with this discussion. I'm not going to engage anybody in this discussion. We know what happened. Everybody saw it. You can say whatever you want. I'm not going to engage in this discussion.
Okay, well, you don't listen to it. Terry, I'm looking. I'm telling you what. This is the first time I've seen it. I'm watching it. That's a football hit. If I'm a DB, that's exactly how
a football hit in 1985.
What are you supposed to do, Tom? Just slap him like this? Here, you drop it. You drop it, buddy.
You hit him in the chest. You don't launch yourself to the head and neck area. That's all. I mean, it's fine. I know the SEC people are going to say it wasn't, and that's fine. Whatever.
Well, I'm nothing. I'm just saying that's
whatever. 2 years ago, when Trevor Lawrence ducks his head into Sean Wade's head, we get the targeting call. So I mean, I'm done with this discussion. I know what was called. I know why it was called. I don't care.
It is inconsistent. I'm sure the referees on the field have to throw that because he's laying there. and
at full speed. At full speed.
I'm sure it does. But if they go back and look at it, like
Yep,
I just looked
there
at
you go.
it, I'm just saying.
Once you go
that's
back
a
and look
football
at
play.
it,
Like,
then you
that's
say,
everything
no, that
about
didn't really
You
happen.
combine that call with the first down call and the fourth down mysterious timeout after the play starts, and you know what's going on.
He was already calling
Whatever.
timeout. That was even shown.
I don't know any about what
That was even shown. He was standing
look,
right beside the guy.
So what else was controversial here?
Ohio State faked the punt on fourth down, had the first down. Kirby Smart's there trying to call a timeout.
He had already
after the
called
play.
timeout.
Whatever. I mean,
They showed it.
fine. I mean,
he was standing
it's
right
fine.
beside the guy hollering
Those
time.
aren't. I'll be the first one to say you still gave up 42 points. You still gave up 42
There
points.
you go. And this is what I'm saying.
But at the same
you
time,
agreed with half of this world about that's the type of game you want to see. To me, that's not good football. When you are getting blown out, there's nothing that your defense can do. That's not good football.
neither team got blown out, Terry.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. Nobody got blown out, but the final scores are 45, 42, 50 to 44.
So by that logic,
I mean,
by that logic, Georgia's just as sorry as Ohio State.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I agree.
That's not been your argument.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not, to me, and this is what America wants. It's like AAU. Yeah. They want all the points scored that you can score. And, oh, man, what a great game. Say that's not good football.
A 24-20 game is probably better football than a 42-41 game.
I would rather sit here and the final score be 6-3 where every play
that's just you
makes the difference.
That's just you being stupid.
No,
that's
every
you
play makes a difference.
Football into soccer. Let's turn football into soccer. How's that doing, America, Terry?
No. But everybody liked last week. They did. A lot of people liked it. Because all them points scored, oh, man, we can't stop each other. Well, somebody sent a defense out there.
I think in reality, it's the entertainment value is there. Whether you're a Big Ten or NCAA, I don't care. You know, the entertainment value was there. And, Terry, that's what people want. They want to be entertained. And I know that you're entertained by a 6-3 game, but that's not what America's entertained by. They like to see a 43-42 game. And I agree with you. I mean, some of these plays, it's just like guys wide open, just throwing. It looks like backyard football. I mean, I understand what you're saying there, but you can't fault the committee this time because they came up with 2 games that were quality, and they're going to have to do it one more time, and then the Saban Invitational takes over.
And then TCU really surprised everybody, I believe.
They did.
They surprised me. Of course, it was Michigan. You know, we talked about them being 1-6. Now they're 1-7 under Jim Harbaugh,
and they're talking about Jim Harbaugh was talking
by
the Panthers.
The
Panthers.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
We'll get to the Panthers. All right, I'm done with this discussion. I knew that it was going to come up tonight. Let's talk about something else.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to be part of this discussion.
Right. Michigan and TCU. TCU started off like wildfire. Michigan comes back, right? So you can talk a little bit about that game, Terry and Zach and everybody.
They just come back. I thought they was going to come back and beat them. Is what I really thought Michigan would do, but they couldn't. I think the play that was over the middle, the guy caught it, went down the sidelines. I think that caught Michigan by surprise. You know, ended up being 70-some yard bomb to put the game away again after Michigan had closed it. You know, but I don't know. I just was disgusted in myself for even thinking Michigan would win.
Well, here's my question. We talk. The almighty, all-knowing committee put these 4 teams in this playoff, and in both games we have over 80 points.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So how good are these teams?
I would say this: what you guys are not mentioning is these teams have over a month to prepare. Who does that benefit? That's going to benefit the offense, guys. When you have 5 weeks to prepare for a game, that's going to favor.
Well, you can draw up some new plays here and there, yeah.
That's going to be. You're going to be able to put things in that I haven't seen. It's just like
if it's the first game of the year, defensive is better.
Nobody play defense,
but this late, offenses are better.
Ohio State has a guy.
And as good as Georgia's defense was touted as, they give up 41. Excuse me, but.
And I think too is like part of Ohio State's problem on defense is they take too many chances. They go. They get caught with their pants down, and give up a lot of big plays. And the philosophy of the coordinator is, we'll give up big plays, but it'll be okay, because we'll make enough plays to stay in it. They did get the interception early in that game, and they did make some plays. But I'm telling you, man, that when you take chances, when you go zero coverage and you don't leave anybody back,
you get beat, you're beat.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that happened to him when a kid fell down on one-on-one coverage. I mean,
that's it.
That's the thing.
Yep.
You fall down on one-on-one coverage and you're in zero, it's over. I mean, it's done. Because, Stetson Bennett, I think he's like 36 years old. He's the only college quarterback with an AARP card, but, he's been around the block, right? So, I mean, he's going to see that, and he's going to hurt you, and that's what happened.
Well, he's got 23 touchdowns, 7 picks on the year. Dugan has 32 touchdowns, 6 picks on the year for TCU. Running back for TCU, 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns. Georgia, 700 yards, 10 touchdowns. Receiving, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 790. The TCU got all the better players, according to this. 13-1, but Georgia predicted by winning 73% and a 12.5-point spread right now. Guys, Terry, is that too much?
It was 14.
That's coming down a little bit.
It'll drop still, I think.
I think it ended up dropping before Monday down. It was like 9.
I was going to say, how's that anything over 7?
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking 7 is where it should be, but
with that, and that's me. Just I don't.
Were you taking TCU in the points?
You're right.
They're going to have to do exactly like they did in the Michigan game.
Yeah,
they're going to have to jump out. They're going to have that prolific offense out there and jump.
Why wouldn't they? Georgia didn't stop any Ohio State at all.
Here's the difference, though. You only have 1 week to scheme. You don't have 5 weeks. So I think this is going to be more of a Terry type game where I don't think the score is going to be as high unless Georgia blows them out. I mean, I think you got two. I got to think a close game or a Georgia blowout. So and people have been doubting. I will say this: people have been doubting TCU all year long. They've been doubting them all year, and time again, except for the Kansas State game, which they should have won. They have proved their doubters wrong. So I wouldn't count them out. If you look at on paper, who's got more talent? I mean, Georgia, hands down, right? Georgia, hands down. So if I had to hedge my bet, I'd lay the points because I think this thing can get ugly late. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, TCU gets the most out of their guys every game, and they believe they can win every game. So close game or Georgia blowout.
I think it'll be a Georgia. But here I go again. Georgia
go ahead.
blowout.
Use your word, Terry.
Georgia blowout.
No, that's not your word, Terry.
Well, I mean, when I look at what they've done, look at their schedule, man. I mean, they gave up 40 points to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was terrible. 40 points, but at that time, Oklahoma State was ranked number 8.
Let's say how many they beat 5 ranked teams, 6 counting Michigan so far, Terry.
Yeah, so I mean they show up when they got to and play when they got to.
Here's the thing you also need to look at. Look at these points: 39, 59, 42, 55, 39. 38, 43, 38, 41, 34, 17 against Texas, 29, and then 62, lost of 28, and then 51. Like they're putting points on the board every week. The quarterback 200 yards, running back 100-something yards every week. 200, 100, 300, 100, 300, 100.
And they do have a balanced attack. Both guys.
Yeah, they do. I'm sitting there looking at that.
So you can't just prepare for one. You know,
obviously,
it's got to beat you through there.
Any horny frog football this year myself, but I had a little bit the other night when they were up and Michigan was coming back. Sitting next to an Ohio State lady, a Georgia lady. They were just wanting the game to get over so they could watch the real game. They were saying. So anyway, Harbaugh loses, and now, so predictions here for this game, guys. Terry, 12.5 point favorites. What you got?
Georgia by 14.
Zachary,
Georgia.
Yeah, I'm going with Georgia.
Cover, guys. Y'all calling covers?
I think it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I'd lay the points. I think it's going to be close for a while, but then I think Georgia will take the game over and win.
America, are horny frog fans this week.
I think you're right, though. I think a lot of people want to see TCU when
if they pull it off, it would be something interesting.
Well, people like me want to see the teams that's not affiliated with
right
the big name schools. Think about it. You got Christian fans, Tom, across the country that'll be pulling for Texas. You've got anybody pulling for the purple. You're gonna have a lot. I think you're gonna have a ton. The average person who's not a college football fan of one of these two teams. They're picking one of these two teams. You want to pick the defending national SEC champion, Tom, or you want to pull for the underdog team in purple named the Horned Frogs? Every little drunk person in America at every little sports bar is going to be pulling for the Horned Frogs.
So a bunch of drunk Christians are going to pull from TCU.
You
That's
got
what
me.
You're saying.
You got me. The Baptists are on the schedule there, Tom. Anything to make Tom smile.
I was going to make a religious joke, but I better not because Calvin might fire me. It's like I better watch what I say. After the NC State guy said something dumb and got himself fired, I was
about to say, Tom, you remember the Roman Catholic Church? I believe you should probably be quiet over there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I'm done
Flunder.
with this discussion.
Flunder. I did look it up. It is a word.
It is
from the 15th century German word.
It is.
Also, Vlunder. It's a Middle Low German Vlunder, eventually from Proto-Germanic.
What does it mean? It's a sea
We're working
fish.
on that. The High German word must be from Low German, given the marine context. However, Low German attestations are equally late, and there are some indications that the word was not originally widely known. It may have been regionally restricted, or otherwise a borrowing from Old Norse Flora or Middle English flounder.
So it is a word. There you go.
I stand corrected.
Basically, we saw this one time in a book in Germany, and it may refer to the fish, but we're guessing we don't know.
It was the West Lincoln version of the word flunder.
Yes.
Flunder is...
He was referring to the 15th century East Prussian flounders.
We give Terry too hard.
Need to make him dress up like Austin Powers next week.
We give him way too hard time.
He makes up one word a week.
But he does. He does. He makes up a word.
There's no way. Yes, he does. There's one word a week. We hear something come from that side of the
we
table.
love him. I just
choke on an egg and all kinds of things with an egg. I don't know what they're doing.
They got destroyed because they floundered.
He won't say destroyed this week. He will not say it. He will not say it. He won't. All right,
I'm pulling for the Horned Frogs. Do the upset. JP, who you got? Texas Christian or Georgia? Texas Christian?
Do I have to answer?
Yes.
Gee, I asked you before we go to break. You got
I'll go with,
Christian?
I guess, Texas Christian.
There we go. That's what I thought. All right, we'll see you back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heated and Air, where their customers come first. Remember the cold 10 below degree temperatures during the Christmas weekend? Well, Shelby Heated and Air made over 70 calls to help keep folks warm during Christmas. And they'll do the same for you. Ask about up to $750 in rebates on select products, along with their safety furnace checkup for just $99. Shelby Heated and Air, 704-487-7877. Online at ShelbyHeating.com. See their page at WhatsAppShopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They're there when you need them.
Trusted, tried, and true. Those three words represent the highest standards for the Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides. Trusted means being built strong and built to last. Tried means being put to the test by hardworking people doing the toughest jobs. And true means staying authentic to the roots that run 30 years deep. Kawasaki Mule, the definition of trusted, tried, and true. See the Kawasaki Mule at Full Throttle Power Sports, located at 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Join us for our live Sunday morning church services at 9:30 a.m. on WCSL. It's a live church service from Anthony Grove Baptist Church in Krause. And at 11 a.m. on WCSL, it's a live church service from First Baptist Church in Cherryville. And at 11 a.m. on WHS, it's a live church service of the Calvary Baptist Church in Shelby.
Flooring America in Kings Mountain and Carver One Flooring Home in Gastonia have some great news. New LVP flooring that's waterproof. Hey, and it's also pet-proof. And even kid-proof. But best of all, it's only $319 a square foot. That's right, LVP waterproof flooring for $319 a square foot from Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, and Carpet One Flooring Home, 2757 East Ozark Avenue, Gastonia. Well, it's happened again. Yes, once again, the Captain's Cap Family Fish House on Linwood Road in Gastonia was voted the 2022 winner of the best seafood restaurant in Gaston County. For 40 years, the Captain's Cap has been serving our area with the finest in seafood. They have all of your favorites, and right now they have employment opportunities. The Captain's Cap Family Fish House, 3140 Linwood Road in Gastonia. Online at thecaptainscap.com, and for orders to go, call 704-865-7433.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
Hey, where's the warning in there, Chief? Did you say
What?
last ad?
I didn't hear last ad today.
No. We never heard last ad.
Never heard last ad.
No.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh,
But
yeah, sorry, I was distracted.
I'm going to do an ad for Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. That's Shelby Heating and Air. Check them out online. Kevin's got the website pulled up for you folks watching at home. As you can see, they've got a variety of products, services, special offers, coupons up there. Discounts off performance tune-ups or a service call, programmable thermostat, complete installation, coupons for all that stuff that are good through the end of February. So check out their website.
$200 off.
Shelby
Coupon.
Heating.
Yeah,
Coupon.
think of that. $228. Man, you got time.
Coupon.
Yeah, you've
for
got
any of
time
those.
to get your system checked out.
No lie.
JP, what are you distracted in there by? You're going to hurt your neck bending. Your head is almost touching your belly button.
JP, what was your New Year's resolution, JP?
Lose weight.
Okay,
so you starting with neck ups or what in there with looking at that phone? You gonna hurt your neck like that? What you in there distracted by?
I was just playing a game.
Hold it up. Hold it up here. No, I'm saying no, not that. I'm saying hold it up to like this when you play it. It'll make your arm stronger.
All right.
That's the first exercise. First step in a new world, JP. Instead of sitting it there and bending over and looking at it, hold it up, make your elbow, put a little muscle in that arm. All right. Just throwing tips your way, sir.
Okay.
You know what you could do while you're in there, too? Stand up.
Proud of JP this week. He talked to me every day. I went in the store, and he got my name correct every time.
Hey, there you go.
Y'all never going to let that go, are you?
Oh, no.
You're never going to let that go.
It was funny. We walked in Monday.
Are you?
We walked in Monday, and I saw JP, and the guy that's training me. I was like, let me tell you an awesome story about this guy here.
Oh, God.
I said, I've been working with him about 2 years, and walked up, talked to him last week, and he said, now, who are you again? It's great. He's like, no. I said, yeah, it's true.
All right. Welcome back to Sports Talk. Saturday Morning Sports Talk brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Let's see. So Tom's favorite coach, Jim Harbaugh, is now being investigated by the NCAA for buying a kid too many cheeseburgers and not telling somebody, Terry. So we got name, image, and likeness, and he gets a level 1 violation for buying a kid a cheeseburger.
Really?
Yes. That's one of the violations that they asked him about it and he lied.
Yeah. I think it was allegedly during the COVID era,
I didn't
wasn't it?
buy somebody a cheeseburger, and now whatever. Anyway, NCAA and the clown show, they are. Harbaugh has been talking to NFL teams anyway in the past few weeks. A lot of people think he's going there. More money. He wants to win a Super Bowl. Blah blah blah.
He said
he can't even win a bowl game.
He said he
said
he is remaining at Michigan.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he says that.
That's what he said. He's a Michigan man.
That is what's weird about it. Is like, did he go to Michigan to be there for like? Hey, this is my coaches like. Is that, or is it just a next job, another job, whoever's paying me more? Is that all he's doing? Some coaches, that's what they're doing. Whoever's paying me more at my next job. Because really, why would you go back to Michigan, your alma mater, bring them back up, make them good, and be like, I'm going to go coach the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. Now, if the Denver Broncos call me, maybe. Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys. But if the Carolina Panthers call me, why would I? I don't understand the process of that decision making other than whoever's paying me the most money, that's what I'm doing. So
you know why? But the Panthers, you forget they've got a pretty good defense. They've drafted well on defense. They need a quarterback.
Now, Tom, if he was coaching Oregon or Mississippi State, I agree with you. He's making the jump. This is an established NFL coach. He coached the San Francisco 49ers. Why would you go from there? Why would you leave Michigan, Your alma mater. That's different than him being at Stanford and going to the Panthers.
Because those college fans are idiots. I will say this.
I wouldn't want to do
There's a lot of idiot
stuff.
fans that say, fire Ryan Day from Ohio State. Okay.
Why would you not go, though?
I mean,
if I was him,
stupid.
though, why would you not go? And this is the reason I look at it. Because you have now become 1-6 in bowl game. Who's going to tell me that Michigan's going to keep you? Even though you brought them back, my goodness, dude, you go to a bowl every year and we cannot win any.
You think they'd fire Jim Harbaugh?
Why would they not? I mean, he's got to think of that in the back of his head.
They had to get back to remember what they were before he got there, because it was like 10 years they were just like in the
You're not going
doldrums.
to keep a guy every time you go to a bowl game and you lose. I mean, you're just not going to do that. That's why he's out here talking to the Carolina Panthers. Oh, I got him interested in that job.
I think he's talking to the Panthers to get more money out of the Denver Broncos. I think this is Denver Broncos. I mean, why? He's going to an established franchise. He's not going to the Carolina Panthers and Sam Darnold.
They're a dumpster fire right now, Kevin.
They got the number 1 defense in the NFL, Tom.
They gave up 51 to Baker Mayfield.
That's true. That's true.
They're a dumpster fire.
Things are true. Both things can be true.
Yeah, exactly. They're a dumpster fire. You ain't going there. All right.
Tom, we talked the other week about Deion Sanders in Colorado. You made that whole time. Wisconsin's better than Colorado. Don't tell me the Panthers are better, in a better position, or better franchise than the Denver Broncos.
It's not a fair comparison.
I know it's not. Denver Broncos are way better than all of them.
They're 4 and 12.
That's the exact same thing, though, isn't it, Terry?
They're 4 and 12, right?
Right.
Tom, are you listening to what you're saying?
Tom, they don't fire coaches with
The
winning
Denver
records.
Broncos are 4 and 12. True or false, Terry?
I don't care what that says. Well, who's in their division? Kansas City?
Right.
Yeah, the Raiders?
Kansas City. Are you trying to say Kansas
San Diego?
City's not good?
No, wait a minute. San
Okay.
Diego? But
Los
now who in the
Angeles
world's
Chargers.
in the Carolina thing? Tampa Bay, who's 8-8?
Now,
Come
he's
on
got
now.
a decent chance to
See,
win.
but I'm
maybe win a
actually
division there.
I'm actually agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I would say Denver's not the place to go.
Yeah, Carolina would be the place that he needs.
Y'all are looking at it as football, like right now, the current situation
Versus prestige.
Versus, I'm looking at it as in prestigious job, money. People are going to come play for me, Tom. People are going to come to Jim Harbaugh.
Team name likeness.
But the Carolina Panthers, again, just like the Hornets, we ain't signing free agents. I mean, they're not coming. They're flying. Again, you can win the division right now, maybe next year or two. And he can do that with a good defense and if he gets a decent quarterback. I get that. But, and again, good teams don't hire new coaches. Here's some other options. It's not just those two.
But the Redskins might be up there.
Ron Rivera didn't even know that.
That's what I was. What I was referencing. Didn't even know they'd be out of the playoffs if they got beat last week.
So
that's the reason
and made the
I sent that
statement
they're not going
that
to fire him.
He did not know.
They're not going to fire Ron Rivera, are they?
Why would you keep him?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Don't get me wrong. I like him. I mean, I like him as a person. I'll put it like that, of the stuff he does. But for you to be a coach and you to be in front of everybody talking,
I didn't even
and
say
you
that.
didn't even know.
I didn't know we could be out of playoffs because we lost today.
You are out.
And you got beat by Deshaun Watson, who was ranked 41 out of 41
Let me tell you, I thought
quarterbacks.
that was as bad. If you remember when Donovan McNabb didn't know you could tie in the NFL, I thought that was on equal level
It's
with
probably
that.
worse though. Like,
He's
how
the
does he
head
not
coach.
know that he could be eliminated?
I mean, the poor guy, he did not even know.
Right. At some
What?
point, the general manager, anyone in the line of change, be like, "Hey, coach, this week if we lose, we're eliminated. Might want to beat the Browns."
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it really got you because he just stood there and looked at the guy like, what?
Right.
And there's another questionable decision is why do you start Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
All right. So what about the Bears position? Harbaugh played there. Chicago's a big town, ton of money. He can bring back Michigan and bring back the Bears. And
people might would
Indianapolis may be open too if Saturday don't keep his job. Two places that Harbaugh has played before. He also he signed with the Panthers and never actually played a game with them. Do you know that? He played with the Panthers. He was on the Panthers roster one time. So Harbaugh's got teams that he's played for.
There's another thing. I like Saturday, but how do I keep a guy who blew a 33-0 lead?
I know.
Yeah, it's a good point.
As part of your job interview, you should be able to not do that.
I mean,
I agree with you.
Well, they just blame it on Matt Ryan.
I didn't blame it on somebody else, but I mean, come on, buddy.
Tampa may need a new coach to try to keep Tom Brady in town.
That'd be interesting to have him and Byron Leftwich. Harbaugh, Leftwich, and Brady, all three.
Leftwich should be getting fired. But think about it. They get, everybody wants to talk about what happened to the Bucks. Everybody forgets they got a new head coach.
Yeah.
It's not the same team.
Right.
They don't have Gronk and they got a new head coach. It's completely different. Saints, I don't see Harbaugh going there. Or Atlanta. They're not firing McVay in L.A. Will they fire in Arizona already?
Of course,
it's possible.
The idiots on the Cleveland fan page talked about Harbaugh to Cleveland. Fire Stefanski. There you go, fire Stefanski.
I'd like it. They need to fire Stefanski.
Yeah, some of his decision making would be questionable at times. But you got to understand, some of these guys haven't coached a long time.
If he was coaching the Miami Dolphins and he had those weapons, some of his plays might make sense. But when you have Nick Chubb, and let's be like, would you want Stefanski coaching Derrick Henry? No, not after watching this. No, absolutely. Derrick Henry. If I'm Derrick Henry, I'd never want to play for that guy. So that's what I mean by it.
Nick Chubb's he's got 1,400 yards.
I know he should have like 2,200.
Yeah.
At least the ones near the goal line a lot more, right, Tom? Inside the 20. Like, he gets us inside the 20, and then it's, let's drop some. We'll throw it to a tight end or a backup lineman or somebody that I've never heard of.
Yeah, he and you know what's the funny thing is he does like a lot of 2 tight end, 3 tight end stuff. Like power football, but sometimes he gets away from that, and you have to like scratch your head, like, what is he doing here? I think it's just because he's still new. I think it's only his 3rd full season. I mean, a lot of these, I think you give up on coaches too quick.
I've always said you got to give them 3 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, you give up on them too quick. So we'll see. It seems like every year they have some kind of drama there. I guess every team does, but y'all hear basically Clowney quit the Browns.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, real quick before I get to that,
yeah.
I do want to make one quick comparison. Tom, while we're looking at so Chubb this year, just for example, had only 290 carries. Okay,
he's about 5 a carry.
Let me read you Emmitt Smith's carries. Okay, 360, 370, 280. That was the two games he set out and won the Super Bowl. Was the 280. So the year he set out 2 games, Nick Chubb has 17 on his schedule. Still has the same number of carries as Emmitt. That's what I mean by he don't get the ball enough. 360, 370, 320, 260, 320, 320, 290, 260, 250. Emmitt Smith's last year in the league, Tom, at 35 years old, 267 carries. Nick Chubb had 290 this year. Give him the ball. And that's what I mean. Again, he had 1,400 yards, but Terry, would you not give it to him more? How about a 22 draw every once in a while? That's all. Cowboys ran one play, Tom. 22 draw right,
and this is
22 draw left.
This is where I wish I had time to sit around and just watch a bunch of film. But I'm sure teams are all right. We're going to stack the box on you, and that forces.
And
the
we'll
coach.
check out.
Yeah.
Instead of beat
your player.
Terry, has West Lincoln ever checked out of or has South Point ever checked out of a run into a pass?
No, West Lincoln don't need it. This is what we're gonna do.
Beat your man.
Come on, guys!
That's
it's 2 yards.
Line up and beat them.
Somebody tackle.
Yeah.
I dare one of y'all to tackle Nick Chubb.
I'd say watching a lot of the Browns games, I do question they talk about the offensive line, but I have seen times where they're not what they are advertising. You know what I mean? They're paying a lot of money, like to Batonio and Conklin and those guys. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying I don't know if they're as good as advertised. You know what I mean? I mean, does that make sense? And when they gave Conklin all that money, I'm like, I don't know if I'd have
Tom, here's a perfect example for you. Nick Chubb just had Barry Sanders' rookie season. Chubb had 290, 1,400, and 12 touchdowns. Here's Barry Sanders' rookie season. 280, 1,400, 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't.
Give it the ball.
Trying to remember the game. It might have been the Saints game. I can't remember. It was watching one of those games where it seemed like every time he drops back and he's running for his life.
Instead of, I think
might have been that Washington game.
I think one thing Stefanski may be able to do. Slight adjustment here, and see if Terry, you might agree with me on this. Kareem Hunt needs to get some carries too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But they reverse them. They do instead of having Chubb go first and second. Why don't they play Kareem on first down? Then the defense don't know what you're going to do. You can do whatever you want with Kareem on first down, get his carries and whatever. And then second, third, with second and 6, now you got to stop Nick Chubb from getting that first down. Or second and 10, well, maybe we should run Chubb here and get 3 or 4 yards to set up a shorter pass. I would run Chubb on second down and Kareem Hunt on first down, Terry. Hunt might not be on the team next year. But,
he won't be on the team next year.
It's all moot. But again, I just think use him in different ways if you're worried. Because I guess, he's worried about, well, gave him this many carries on first down. Well, do something different. What were we doing first down? Throw it to Michael Irvin. Throw it to Jay Novacek, and then say, Emmitt Smith, you got 4, 5, 6. That's why Emmitt was so good, is that he would have 4, 5, 6 yards to get the first down. He would get 7, 8, 9. He'd get the 1 extra yard in the first down. That's how they moved the chains. They threw it on first, and then they ran the ball. And I just think Stefanski, again, if he's coaching different players, he might be a little bit better. But
put them both in the backfield at one time.
He never thinks it's 3rd and 2. We're going to run it down their throats. I don't think he's ever thought that in his life.
Put him in the backfield like Bo and Marcus Allen and try to figure out if you're going to go up the middle or you're going to throw it on the edge. Try to figure that one out, defense.
Yeah, between the Raiders had Bo and Marcus Allen. Dallas had Herschel Walker and Tony Dorsett. Neither one of them could do anything. So, all right, Tom, Jadeveon Clowney has been basically thrown off the team for his comments saying that the Browns favor Myles Garrett. And then, Terry, they looked up the stats. Garrett gets double-teamed more than anybody in the league, and he beats the double team by anybody in the league. And then Myles Garrett said that exact same thing, basically. And he said, I've never seen anything. And then they said, did you know Clowney wasn't even playing? Did you see that part, that he was sitting on purpose? And they should have cut him then. Once he refused to, I'm not going in on first down or whatever it was.
Yeah,
and he said something like, they asked me to do something different on game day than we practiced. I ain't got time for that. That was his response. Like I'm like, holy, get out of here, dude.
He said they want to try to make Garrett in the Hall of Fame.
He is a Hall. Look at him.
Yeah, he's a beast.
There's a little jealousy there, apparently.
It is.
I'll say this. Clowney's a great talent. I remember when he's at South Carolina. I remember that tackle. I mean, he's a great talent. I think that he's upset that he's not a $15, $18 million guy.
And not a one-year deal. He's one-year deal every year.
And all that because, well, he's hurt a lot.
Obviously, he won't do anything other than rush the quarterback.
Right, he's hurt a lot. Now, he's good against the run, though. He is good against the run. I think it's
but he don't like it, according to that comment.
Right. I think exactly. I think that he's in a situation where I'm not happy. So you know what unhappy people do? They make other people unhappy, and it becomes a cancer in the locker room. So I'm not going to doubt his talent. He's not as good as Myles Garrett. He's a great player.
How many sacks Garrett have this year? You remember?
15, I think. Yeah, 15.
So
sacks.
In the last 4 years combined, Clowney has 14.
Well, he's not healthy.
Right. So shut up, dude, and go.
Yeah.
Holy.
Be glad I'm paying you. What I'm paying you.
Terry, y'all want?
You know what I'm saying? No.
And I think what he did too.
We'll trade you for CeeDee Lamb.
No, we good.
I think what he did was he's healthy now. Well, I ain't going out there against Pittsburgh, get hurt. I'm getting ready to go into free agency.
Yep.
So I'm just going to shoot off my mouth and make this ugly, and they'll kick me off the team.
Fire me.
I think he's like the kid in the back of your class that, I don't like history class today. I'm going to piss that teacher off and get thrown into ISS. I mean, I think that's the kind of, I think that's the way he approached it. So, I mean, I don't have any ill will towards him. I mean, he's capable of playing very well. I'm sure somebody will pick him up, and if he's in the right place in the right situation where he's getting what he wants, I think it's going to work out. It's not going to work out in Cleveland, so we don't have the $10 million to pay him anyway. I mean, our salary cap situation is upside down and backwards coming up pretty soon. They're going to have to do.
Wouldn't hurt my feelings if he was on the other side of the defense, opposite Burns for Carolina. If we're going to pay him 1 year,
it may work out in a place like that.
He's probably more like, again, if he's talking like that, I don't think anybody's going to give him more than 1 or 2.
That's going to be a 1 year deal.
Nobody's going to get more than a year deal. He's going to want
he couldn't have asked for anything better than what he had there, dude. With
right,
Garrett on one
getting
side,
double
him
teamed
on the other side, and Garrett's getting double teamed.
And they rotated a lot of guys. He didn't have to play every time. They've got a couple of draft picks.
Couldn't have been.
Yeah, they had a couple of draft picks.
He wanted them to scheme more for him to get more whatever. So anyway, all right, a couple things. Let's we're going to do NFL in 2 segments here. We'll end this one with the talk of the game the other night, and everybody's in this week of Hamlin. News is he's off breathing tube, FaceTime with his Bills teammates, and a lot of questions about what to do with the game as far as canceling it, when to do with what? There's been a lot of discussions. The NFL has okayed a possible neutral AFC title game site.
Oh man, that's good.
All right. So before I start, I'm going to ask a lot of questions. And before you do this, you have to preface this because people think you're going to be mean, a hater, or whatever. Again, I'm asking questions, not making assumptions. Okay, so let's start with the ending of the game and all that, and how they did that. So they're going to. So they called the game. Obviously, they haven't really said exactly why or what caused it, the heart attack. But either way, kind of hit in the chest area, got up, passed out there on the field, and they administered CPR there for a little while. I wasn't watching it live. I don't know if were any of you guys watching it.
I didn't watch it live. No.
So I just
Did you watch it, Terry?
I saw the tweets and stuff, so I was just kind of following along online and stuff like that. So with all that said, Terry, do you think they should have canceled the game during the game like that immediately? And yes or no, real quick, without explaining it.
Yes.
I guess. Okay. Then that leads me to these questions.
Okay.
What causes you to cancel the game?
Because of what was going on the field. Because at that point in time, you took every individual that's out there's total mind away from the game.
Okay, I get that.
To worry about an individual.
Here's where I want to go. Here's devil's advocate on this.
Okay.
Let's play the hierarchy of healthiness, of importance. If that was an NFL referee, would they have canceled the game?
That's a good question.
I can't say yes or no on that.
I just went to the second most important person out there. Is it if it's the coach, do they cancel the game?
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes.
Yes.
If it's the guy holding the first down marker, do they cancel the game?
No.
No.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
I have specific questions. Okay. I'm not assuming anything. I'm one of the guys, Tom and Terry, we talk about this all the time. I want to know the rules and what we're going to do in these situations before they happen.
Yeah.
So we need to know if a player, what injury causes the cancellation of the game.
I think if
it's a neck injury, they've played on.
Yeah.
Every guy that's been paralyzed or whatever took off the field forever has been taken off the field and they play on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they should have played on. That's my questions. What is the policy of when we actually stop and cancel a game, and who is it? Is it a player?
Yeah.
Is it a coach? If the player would have done this the day before and not at the game, would the game have been canceled? If it had been on the plane, would the game have been canceled?
No.
If it had been in the hotel in the morning, would the game have been canceled?
No.
That's my again.
We
so
don't,
this is
we
all
don't
about
know
timing.
we
I don't know that, but I don't think so.
But so to me, this is all about timing and who it was, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, no, I'm not making any judgments on any of that. Now let's move on from that. That's what happened, right?
Yeah.
Now, how to handle it? Either I don't understand this changing everyone else's plans and everything. Why are we doing neutral sites? The NFL forever has been based on win percentages. Higher win percentages are ranked above the other one. Simple as that. You didn't play the game, you got two options. You just don't list it in the standings or list it as a tie.
I wanted for the tie. That's what
Either way,
what I was guessing.
Now the tie, here's the difference.
It's almost like a win sometimes.
But no, not necessarily. You got to think about this. If you do the tie, that adds into the winning percentage just like a batting average does. So it's going to go up or down one way or another. Right. Right. So if it does, it's going to go in the win percentage. If you don't call it a tie and just say they're not playing the game, it's not counted against. It's not in the batting percentage.
Yeah.
So basically, you're either 10 for 18 or 10 for 19 is what I'm saying, right? Or 7. Let's say there's 17 games. So either 10 for 16 or 10 for 17. So to me, that's all they should do is whoever's got the best win percentage and just play it. Why are we talking about neutral sites and if this team wins and this team? They may just made this whole harder than what. Am I wrong?
There's a lot of scenarios that it's changed, and they said that they could have actually added the game back in, and they've done this. I don't know if you guys heard this. They've done it at 9/11. They also done it in the COVID year, where there is a game in between the Super Bowl and the last playoff games where they do the.
Well, they've got a week built in right now.
They could back.
They could back everything
that up.
but They didn't want to because of sponsors and everything else, the Pro Bowl plans that they've planned for this new flag football Pro Bowl and all this stuff. Anyway, they got a lot of stupid reasons for it.
Well,
my question was, why couldn't we just call this a tie? Or why are we even talking about neutral sites?
Now some of these teams are going to be. I thought I saw it said that they're going to be for a coin flip to get into the playoff.
Well, without being insensitive, though,
Mm-hmm.
I thought the point you made. We have seen terrible things happen on a football field, and the game continue. Maybe when a guy gets paralyzed, maybe those games should have been canceled.
That's what I'm asking.
And you guys might not be. I've always been a wrestling fan. You guys might have heard it when Owen Hart got killed when he was dropping down, and they continued with that.
They continued to show.
They continued, and it was bad publicity completely.
Yeah,
and the people didn't want to do it.
If they would have continued that game, I really think. I mean, poor old Skip Bayless kind of insinuated, without saying they should have continued the game. Did y'all see this where he tweeted?
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't think he said anything wrong.
I didn't either.
I think it's just people get.
He made both arguments.
That's why I started with what I started with, Tom. People get upset over you asking questions.
I think Skip Bayless kind of had a word salad where people couldn't figure out whether he meant this is tragic. They did the right thing.
It didn't mean anything. This means nothing.
Yeah,
because he was basically saying, "I can't believe this has happened. If you're the NFL, how do you handle this?"
Yeah, and then
He's
Shannon
just doing what I do. I'm not asking questions.
Right.
Yeah, and I think Shannon didn't show up for work the next day, and it was a big to do.
So,
but Kevin made a good point. What it should be predetermined what we do in these situations. I
don't think you have a situation until it happens. This was the first time this had happened.
This is going to be a Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah,
but it could happen. They should know that in a game this dangerous, it
Terry,
could
have they ever
happen.
stopped a race after a wreck? I don't think they've ever stopped a race.
Fair.
I cannot remember.
They didn't
when Fireball Roberts got killed racing. I think that race stopped.
What about when Ernie? Who wrecked? Was it Allison? Which one wrecked the helicopter in the infield?
Davey Allison.
And they still raced, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't cancel that race.
That was pre the race.
I
just want to say it wasn't during it. That's what I'm saying.
During the race, he was driving.
That's what I'm
driving
saying.
the car.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
But
I think there's a difference between pre and legit.
Okay, so now
People have time to process.
This leads to the next discussion that I really wanted to talk about and bring up, and we've talked about in the past. And this wasn't a head injury, but we've talked about this in the past as far as at what point, some point, do we really have to have this discussion? They tried to do it a few years ago with the Will Smith movie and the doctor of things like this. This is a violent sport. Tom, we just showed you the hit a minute ago. I thought it was a regular hit. Terry thought it was a regular hit. You thought it was targeting.
Oh, no, I thought you meant when the guy go for the heart attack. You're talking about Ohio State. I'm sorry.
Some people think it's targeting. Some people think it's not.
It was targeting, but
but again, anyway, my point is it's a violent sport. We don't let children. The problem is that we let children play this game, and that people want to compare the NFL to a children's game and try to make football a children's game. And I'm not saying nothing about parents to let their kids play football or whatever. What I'm saying is, at some point, you wouldn't let your kid play MMA. You let your kids do the taekwondo and the karates, but they're all got pads on. They don't get bloodied up, do they? No. You don't let them do that until they're 18. This is a grown. So here's where I'm going. I look at the NFL as I do boxing and MMA. I always have. You're a grown man. There's a reason we're wearing helmets. It's because we're running full speed. We're all muscled up, and we're running 4-4s out here into each other. This is a grown man sport. You have to be prepared for injuries. Now, the chest thing, him having a heart attack or whatever, he has chest plate on. Like, what more could you do with that, right? There's no, I don't see anything that you would do different safety-wise in this situation. Do you see anything, Jerry, football-wise, that was done on the play?
Nothing.
It wasn't like a back. He didn't duck his head like Frank Gover.
No, it was almost a glancing hit.
And that could have happened to anybody.
Right.
And then we go back to the Boston player.
Lynn Bias.
No, that died on the
Hank Gathers, Reggie Lewis.
Reggie Lewis. Did they stop the game for Reggie Lewis?
No. Hornets won that game.
Mm-hmm. It's fun. I was actually having a discussion about this
Just
with the guy I'm working with Pepsi. About the and I couldn't remember the guy's name for nothing. He's a great player.
So again, we all love our football, but if you say this to people I honestly don't think the these kids should be playing it because of a lot of reasons. And the head trauma thing is huge. This one does highlight other type of injuries that you could have. This is rare, obviously. I don't know if any.
And we still don't know the diagnosis of why it happened.
Right.
I don't think they've come out and said why.
Something that was already happening.
Right.
Was it a precondition?
He could have heart issues and not know. We don't know what caused.
Let me throw something else out there. If this wasn't the social media era, would that game have been completed?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It would have.
Okay.
I think it would have.
All right. So that was first quarter, right?
Have.
If this was a boxing match, and you know how they have like 9 fights, if this happens in the second fight and the guy gets knocked out and may have died, do they cancel Tyson Holyfield?
No.
Today they might, but back then they would.
I don't think they'd cancel it today.
I think the social, because now everybody can put everything out there and twist around what you say and all that.
And that changes people's opinions.
I just think this was stopped because it's player to player.
Well, yeah, that's why I wanted to start with the first thing we're doing.
That's the reason I say
how's that different from a guy being paralyzed?
But I feel bad about the referees that would keep playing and scrape him off the field and keep playing. But
I just think it's player for player. This is, your group. This is what happened. We're going to stop
it. And nobody's saying that the game is more important than the player. You know what I'm saying? What we're saying is there is repercussions of not playing this game.
Well, here again, my point is we've got to. They've tried and tried and tried in the Tom Brady era to make this a non-physical contact sport. I remember Terry playing basketball. They used to call this is a non-contact sport, is what they used to call basketball. They've tried to make football into that, and at some point you just can't. You just can't. That play right there, Tom. Again, that defender at Ohio State. What am I supposed to do? Or I'm going to knock him out. And that's one of my job. You have to dislodge the ball. I don't see anything wrong.
I understand that.
This is the MMA full body sport. The trying to make it safe for the kids and safe for the ladies to watch and don't want to see the mayhem. But then we'll turn on Saturday night 2 hours later and watch two guys blood each other up. Yeah. So either realize what the sport is. I mean, it's not a kid's sport, and we want to make it out like it is.
The difference between the targeting and this is in that the targeting, there's a rule. In this, there's not.
There's not a rule.
So that's why I'm upset with the way the targeting was handled, because there's a rule. I'm like you, Kevin. If it's a violent game and that can't be avoided, get rid of the rule. All right, it's not a rule. Now we don't have an argument. This here, we don't have a rule. And it's like, I know I keep coming back to it, but I have seen a number of games. It doesn't seem like it happens as much. It seems like the guy with the Lions a few years back, I can't remember his name. It was like an offensive lineman. Remember? Head strapped down, everything. Yeah. He's off the field. So your buddy that you practice with every day might be paralyzed, might never walk again. I would say that's a situation where it'd be hard to continue the game if it was me, right?
Yeah, and you had the.
So I would understand. A guy gets paralyzed, we're going to suspend this game until
the Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, I get this.
Yeah, but
here's my comparison.
But that should be written down.
Yeah, but
it probably will be now.
Off the field, and he's okay. He's maybe gave you a little thumbs up. This guy's not able to respond to nothing.
If you do this, if you do this in soccer, they'd quit every match for 10 minutes or 30 minutes trying to pick the guy. Are you okay? Did you die? Have you been sniped? Right. So all right. Here's another thing, and this is what I want to say. So, like, as far as the manliness or the physicalness of it, if I'm playing tennis or whatever, and Monica Seles gets stabbed, you get something you don't expect, right? And this is something that doesn't happen. If you're playing football and a guy gets hurt, knocked out, when I walked out on the football field, I know I could be paralyzed. The guy next to me could be paralyzed. He could break his neck and die. I know someone on that field could die. When I walked out there, they knew that. So when the guy does have a heart attack or something like that does happen, whatever it is, it's not, I'm saying, Tom, like you said, it'd be very hard to continue. But I'm saying they should be prepared for something like that already.
Right. Preparation is the key word, which you just said. Preparation.
I'm not saying you should be prepared for a heart attack, but you should be prepared for, like, I already know when I go out there, somebody's going to get hurt. And somebody can get hurt really bad. And it's a different sports mentality that you have to have, as opposed to spraining an ankle playing tennis or something.
Something else you didn't mention, Kevin.
Yeah.
That
I'm trying not to be insensitive.
No. Something else you didn't mention. No, this is kind of like not being insensitive. But if that guy, say that's a Saturday afternoon game, are they finishing that game Monday night? This is a Monday night game, right?
Right.
If that game's on Saturday, is that game finished on Monday?
That's a lot of
I think it is.
They don't even make it up, period.
I think they would. I think that being a Monday, and then you gotta sort it all out. Well, now it's Wednesday, and then you got to play again Sunday. A lot of those guys, the union reps are going to say, "No way, we're not
Especially
doing it."
with this. Throw this in. Monday to Wednesday, he woke up.
Right.
Sunday to Monday, he woke up. The players are got a little bit more.
But did that matter?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Did that matter though? My question is, does that even matter?
I think
we wait till we wake up and then we.
No,
play?
I was just saying. In reality, it's what happened on this one.
They went back to practice on Wednesday, no matter what. They were preparing for this Sunday's
game,
play
no matter
Sunday,
what.
No matter what. So whether they played Thursday or Wednesday, to me, didn't. They were mentally doing something Wednesday.
And in all defense, in all defense of Bayless, and I know a lot of people are upset with him. I think in the back of his mind, because he's a sports analyst, well, what do we do now?
Yes. Right.
Because this
Fair
was
question.
This was and it was a game of such magnitude.
It wasn't a game in hell.
Right. And I think you're
about
right.
how many millions of bets
and I think
are on the line.
And what has happened? Cincinnati is pissed off because they're saying we would have won that game, even though it was first quarter. We would have won that game, and we would have had blah blah blah. Now you're going to make us do this, and he knew that was going to happen. He knew that was going to happen once the dust settled, and thank God that guy woke up.
Yes.
And communicating, and you know God is good, and you know he came back. But at the same time, he knew no matter what happens, I would guarantee you, if that guy never woke up, Cincinnati fans would still be pissed off. I mean, it's no doubt in my mind.
And with him waking up, what was his question? Did we win? Is that not like telltale?
But that tells you the mentality and attitude of the guys who are out there versus the mentality and attitude of all these little sissies.
That's what I was trying
that
to
all
say.
have an opinion.
That's a good way of trying to say what I was trying to say.
I'm gonna put it in another situation also, and this is how I look at things in life. If something happens to me today, or something happens to me Monday, they got somebody doing my job on Tuesday.
That's right.
It's that simple. I don't care who you are, how bad you are, how you know your job. They've never had nobody for 40 years.
You're right.
If something happens to you today, somebody else is doing your job tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, none of us are saying like, "Hey, scrape them off the field, let's play football."
Yeah.
We're just asking. We just want to know I just want to know the process and what constitutes what. The canceling of the game is just weird to me. Like, why I couldn't play it the next day? Like, everybody stay in the hotel tonight, come back tomorrow. If this is what we want to do, you got a night to settle. Everybody.
But I
refocus
agree
and play.
with what they did. Maybe I don't agree with what we're doing now.
Right.
The neutral AFC
Yeah,
championship.
you know what I'm saying?
That's
Indianapolis
bad
turned
to
it
me.
down. Good news, guys. Carolina may be in the running for it. The AFC championship may be in Charlotte.
Awful.
Hey,
How about that?
that'd be great.
Yeah, baby.
I'll go.
That's awful I'm saying it's awful for the teams that have to do that.
But I think in looping back around
It's
what I
unfair.
said, this social media makes it
does.
so
it does.
quick to judge
It does.
what somebody said.
It was so bad that
Right. Oh, this is a terrible thing that happened. But a week from now, they're all going to be at each other's throats about who's got home field advantage. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
That is the truth. And this guy, like I said, thank God it's a miracle he's back. But the truth is people forget about that. And then they think about their own self-interest because people are self-interested jerks, and that's just what they are. And it's coming out now.
And
it's
Tom,
coming out now.
It's like you were saying, as soon as everybody, even us in this room said, okay, he's now breathing on his own. He's good. All of us, okay, play ball, boys.
Yep, let's go get the game figured out.
But I said, even if he wasn't, Cincinnati fans would be saying the same
Listen,
thing.
I'm okay with
I'm telling you.
I'm actually okay with all of it. I'd like to know again, like what the pre-rules are. If this was in a referee, would we cancel it? The players, obviously.
I don't think none of that other would have mattered. It was a player to
the
a
players.
player.
The only again, when everyone walks in this stadium, if I have a heart attack in the 10th row, they ain't stopping nothing.
I've seen.
No, they're not.
I've seen a high
People
school.
fell in the baseball stadium.
I've seen a high school ref collapse on a field, and they finished the game.
People
I'm just telling you.
You know, talking about people falling in baseball stadiums.
Yeah.
Remember, off the third deck.
Right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I've seen it.
It's fact.
Yeah.
I've seen
it's fact.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's right.
And this can happen any night.
And I think, because of social media, if I put a tweet out there, if they stopped this game, why didn't they stop the game when blah, blah, blah got hurt? you're terrible. You're a horrible human being. Da, 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 da. I think that we're so quick to judge because we take something and we put it in the context we want and assume the worst about the person. And that's social media.
If you're the Kansas City Chiefs or Patriots or any of these other playoff teams, and would you not rather them have a tie on their schedule?
Kansas City would.
Right. I would rather them have a tie than a
go ahead and give them a tie. If we win this week, don't worry about it.
Because now the Chiefs have to win.
Yeah, but the problem with Kansas City is easy.
Because the tie they wouldn't have had to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying, Kansas City, they're in a good spot. Okay, give them that tie. That means we're ahead of them. All we got to do is go win.
Well, right. But again, what I'm saying is like, would you not rather them have the tie on the record than have nothing? Like they didn't play. Nobody got hurt. And then and then have to play a neutral site because it's like I'm the Chiefs. I had nothing to do with this. I have to play, or whoever it is has to play a neutral site because a guy on the Bills had a heart attack and y'all stopped the game and couldn't find a better day to reschedule it. So now I have to go to a neutral site.
You know, the Bills went home.
There's a lot of dominoes.
The Bills went home, I think, that night, even though the guy's still in Cincinnati.
Well,
so I mean, like you said, why don't we?
Not all of them.
Why don't we just stay here in Cincinnati until we figure this stuff out?
I don't know. Again, the game. Call it a tie. Do something or nothing. Don't this neutral site AFC Championship. No.
But no, one of the greatest things, and I know
who would be
it's
opposed, real quick, Terry, would any of them be opposed? Like if they got announced today, we're going to announce Bills and Cincinnati are awarded a tie. But besides those two teams, would any of the other NFL teams be opposed to that? Would anybody else say no? We'd rather you have nothing.
I wouldn't think so.
Like what? Unless there's some type of fuzzy math that knocks the Steelers out, like wouldn't it be like?
Oh, it'd have to be.
Go ahead.
Well, the teams that would be on a borderline of being knocked out going to have a lot to say.
Yeah,
it's a
all right,
mess.
JP, we got to take a break.
Well, one more thing.
Go ahead, after Terry.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs. I mean, this just goes to show how much players are known. Stephon Diggs goes to the hospital, and if it wasn't for a radio crew being there, the guy letting him in would have never let this guy through. But the other guy that was the radio crew had to tell him who he was. Like, hey, man, this is his guy in there. This is part of that.
He still probably shouldn't have been let in, according to hospital protocol.
Well, that's
right?
what I'm saying.
Well,
but that guy did end up letting him in, but that guy did not know who he was.
I thought the only person you can let in the hospital now was blood relative and or marriage, and they had to have 9 COVID tests and jump through 7 hoops and whatever else to get in the building. He probably shouldn't have been let in, Terry.
Probably not.
Fire the security guard's getting fired now.
Oh,
good job.
Lordy.
All right, JP, let's take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes. We got to finish up NFL talk. We'll go through the standings, playoff this week's predictions, and playoff scenarios on KTCBroadcasting.com.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heated and Air, where their customers come first. Remember the cold 10 below degree temperatures during the Christmas weekend? Well, Shelby Heated and Air made over 70 calls to help keep folks warm during Christmas. And they'll do the same for you. Ask about up to $750 in rebates on select products, along with their safety furnace checkup for just $99. Shelby Heated and Air, 704-487-7877. Online at ShelbyHeating.com. See their page at WhatsUpShopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They're there when you need them.
Here's a special veteran salute from everyone at Mooney Insurance Agency in Maiden. To us in America, the reflections of our veterans will be filled with lots of pride, and for those who died in our country's service, with gratitude for the victory, giving us freedom and the opportunity to live in America. This special veteran salute is from everyone at Mooney Insurance Agency, 1205 East Main Street in Maiden.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that matter to their employees, customers, and neighbors. Over the years, United Bank has grown in size, but their community focus has not changed. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. United Bank, member FDIC. There's no use to be cold this coming winter. Head on into Today's Pro in Shelby for warmth and comfort. From gas logs to fireplaces to inserts and more, with name brands like Empire, Monessen, and Buck Stove. Be ready for old man winter today with a stop at Today's Pro in Shelby. And they also do service calls. And don't forget they fill those propane cylinders. Just call 704-600-8393. 704-600-8393. Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspro.com.
For over 60 years, Boyd Tire and Appliance has been serving the Clover and surrounding area with the finest quality of home appliances, televisions, lawn equipment and parts, tires, and more. They feature in-house financing with 90 days same as cash, and they service what they sell. Drop by their showroom at 110 North Main Street in Clover, open 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Call 803-222-3231 for Boyd Tire and Appliance and Boyd Lawn and Garden. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com.
Get ready for spring with a stop in at Acre Enterprises in Cherryville. Check out their line of carports and buildings. And now they have a good assortment of roll-up doors and windows too. And their prices will not, again I say, will not be beat on 40-year metal roofing. Now available in evergreen, red, and silver. Priced at $30 per sheet. Acre Enterprises, 1220 Shelby Highway in Cherryville, right across from Food Line. Online at acrecarports.com and like them on Facebook too.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
And welcome back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. You have to commend me. I was actually eating my burritos, so I didn't notice it was a lost app. So
Glad you were eating your burritos. They've been sitting there for like an hour. They got to be cold by now.
JP likes
I
eating
heated them
cold
up.
food.
He does eat late.
He does eat cold
He likes
food.
it to get cold.
Yeah. Then he goes
and then he goes
up.
and heats it up. He
But
likes
you know what? But you know when it's
I
real,
can't eat early in the morning. My stomach will get real messed up.
when it's really cold, though, you know who you call? Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com for all your heating and air needs.
NFL playoff standing scenarios. I just lost that a minute ago.
God, do we have to do this?
We're just knocking again.
Terry, you got
The
something to
house
say?
is a rocking.
Well, I just telling Rob we're knocking on the door. Couple weeks, it won't be long, Tom. After this weekend,
So
Kevin will have me taped of what I said a couple weeks ago.
Minshew Mania hasn't really quite panned out.
It has not.
Terry, were you pulling for the Carolina Panthers last week?
Was I pulling for them?
Yes. Against the
I was.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm going to be honest, because I started to send Zach a thing, and I didn't, because I'm like, Carolina's beating theirself.
21-10.
You know?
Fourth quarter.
I mean, you know why you should have been pulling for them, though, don't you?
Well, I was pulling for Carolina.
Why?
Because they don't. So Tampa Bay don't have to play Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. Well, if we finish in fifth spot,
No, you still are missing the point. You and Dad and all of you y'all don't pay attention hard enough. If Panthers would have won the division, Terry,
we'd have been coming to
exactly.
Yeah, I knew that.
Y'all could have y'all could have seen the Cowboys in person.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, we daggum went over that.
But nope. We daggum. There's your daggums, huh?
Daggum. All I need is it destroyed.
All right, so
daggum.
I'm going to get us a little artwork, and every time it says Terry daggum, we're going to hit it, and it's going to make a sound like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
No, great idea.
Thank you, JP.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over through some playoff scenarios. Kansas City clinches home field advantage to the AFC playoffs with a win or a Buffalo loss. Jacksonville clinches the AFC South with a win or tie. Jacksonville clinches a playoff berth with a Miami loss plus a New England loss plus a Pittsburgh
And that's
loss.
not going to happen, so you better hope you win. All of them are not going to lose.
The only way the Titans get in the playoffs is just win, baby. Just win.
That's it.
That's always nice.
Buffalo Bills clinches home field advantage in the AFC playoffs with a win and a Kansas City loss.
That's going to be a little tough.
New England clinches a playoff berth with a win or a Miami Pittsburgh losses plus a Jacksonville win.
That did not happen. You just win.
Miami clinches the playoff berth with a win plus a New England loss.
They're playing with a third-string quarterback today or tomorrow.
Yes, they are. Rookie quarterback. Pittsburgh clinches a playoff berth with a win plus Miami loss plus New England loss, Tom. So there's your Steelers' road to the playoffs.
Well, they're
not getting in.
I don't think they're getting in. I don't think Miami and New England are both going to lose.
I don't either.
Philadelphia clinches home field advantage throughout the NFC with a win or a Dallas loss plus a San Francisco loss. They clinched the NFC East with a win or a Dallas loss. San Francisco clinches home field advantage to the playoffs with a win plus a Philadelphia loss. Dallas can clinch home field in the NFC playoffs with a win plus a Philadelphia and a San Francisco loss. Dallas clinches the NFC East with a win plus a Philadelphia loss. Seattle clinches a playoff berth with a win plus a Green Bay loss. Packers win and you're in. But the Detroit Lions got to beat the Packers and have the Seahawks loss. So the Seahawks have to win to get in, plus Green Bay lose. Green Bay gets in, they're in no matter what. And then if they win, they're in. If they lose, that means Detroit gets in if Seattle loses, or Seattle gets in if they win. If y'all following along.
Not really.
At home.
It's
Thanks, Tom.
Let's just play the games. It's just so much. I can't stand that. Well, if you win and they lose, but if they lose,
Well, Tom, tell you
if no matter win or lose, the Browns are not in the playoffs.
Well, let me put to you how simple this is, though. If Pittsburgh does get in, what a great job Mike Tomlin has done. If Green Bay wins and gets in, what a great job Aaron Rodgers did. It's not even going to have nothing to do with the quarterback. I mean, the coach.
So you say that Kenny Pickett has nothing to do with Pittsburgh's success?
That's not what's going to be. It's going to be about Mike Tomlin, how he turned that team around.
Is he out there tripping people on the sideline again?
But Mike Tomlin's never had a losing record ever since he's been at Pittsburgh. So it's going to be more about him, of what he's done with that team to reorganize and put them in a spot for them to win, and plus all the quarterbacks he's went through the year. But for Green Bay, it's going to be, what a great job Aaron Rodgers has done to turn this team around after they were 4-8.
If the playoffs started today, Seahawks would be in San Francisco, Giants would be in Minnesota, and the Cowboys would be in Tampa Bay. In the AFC, the Patriots will be in Buffalo, Baltimore, and Cincinnati in divisional rematches, and the Chargers would go to Jacksonville. Chiefs would have a bye. Philadelphia would have the bye. Let's pick some games. Let's pick this weekend's games.
They play today.
Football beginning today. We got 2 games today, Chiefs and Raiders. Chiefs favored by 9, Tom.
I like the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Do they cover, guys?
Yes.
Derek Carr not playing.
No Derek Carr. He's been sit down so Tom Brady can be the next
say they win by
10
10
in Las Vegas.
Stillman looked pretty darn good last week.
I'd say 27-17.
Chiefs with the win for me. Titans at Jacksonville. The AFC South Championship game. Playoffs start tonight, folks. 8:15. These teams win. They're in the playoffs. Tommy.
That'd be a good game.
Jacksonville favored by 6.5. Now,
Titans don't have a quarterback.
That's what I was about to say. Remember, they're starting.
They got Derrick Henry, though.
That's exactly right.
Dobbs isn't starting this game, is he?
Yes.
Okay, so Dobbs is starting against Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence. Tennessee and Clemson going off again. They just fought in the Orange Bowl. Here's the rematch of the Orange Bowl right here. Over-under is only 40, though, in this game.
That's probably about right.
That's low. Gosh, that's low. Zach, who you got?
Feed the beast. Give me the Titans.
That's the same thing. I'm taking the Titans.
Y'all are taking the Titans on the road with no quarterback.
With Derrick Henry, that's who's going to get the ball.
You
got to do better than your Cleveland team and not giving the ball to Chubb.
Almighty. You didn't know nothing about that till Big Mouth.
Well, I'm just saying. Y'all
mouth.
not even going to give it to your guy, but they
idea,
will. They know Derrick Henry.
He had no idea that we did give our ball back to Kevin.
That's what I'm saying. That's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Somebody's going to flunder in this game. I can promise you that.
I tell you,
who's floundering in Jacksonville?
Let me tell you who's going to win this game: Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're
like 4-3 at home.
Doug Peterson. You want to talk about coaches who've done a great job? You talk about Tomlin out there tripping people on the sideline. What about Doug Peterson, who's come in there and cleaned up? I'm an Ohio State guy, but he cleaned up Urban Meyer's mess, right?
He did,
and he's worked with Lawrence and developed 100%. Him. So, I mean, give him a little credit, Terry. If you're going to give your stepbrother there, Mike Tomlin, a little credit, how about giving Doug Peterson some credit and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are going to win this game and win the division and go to the playoffs? Why y'all hating on Trevor?
I hate to agree with.
I
Tom.
hate Clemson more than anybody. Y'all always hate on Trevor.
I hate to agree to Tom on this one. If he'd shut up a minute, I'd pick the Jaguars.
It's a talk show. You shut up. It's a talk show.
It's just it's the long form answer.
You talk for 30 minutes about Skip's tweet. If we say 5 minutes,
I unlock the door.
It is your show.
Jaguars.
Go ahead. It is your show.
I'm going Jaguars. Even though I don't. I'll go Jaguars. Bucks and Falcons. It doesn't matter who wins this game. Falcons are favored at home.
Yes.
I assume everybody in Tampa that's got as much as a paper cut is not playing in this game. Tommy, who you got?
All right, give me the Falcons.
Well, that's crazy.
Terry, who's playing quarterback for the Bucks?
Tom Brady. He's already said he was.
Is he?
Yeah, he even said yesterday,
First quarter.
do not have the. No, he even said the other day, don't even put me down for a game because I'm going to play. Whether it means anything or not, you should be on the field.
He got beat by Jacoby Brissett. He got beat by Brock Purdy. Give me a break.
Well, the only problem I hate about them, and I just despise it, is him and Givens have found each other again against Carolina. They lit them up. And, I hate that because Givens is a great receiver. And if Tom Brady and him can hook up, they're going to be hard to beat.
You mean Evans?
Yeah, Evans.
Evans, yeah, Evans.
Yeah, he's a pretty big kid. All right. Who'd y'all pick?
The Falcons.
Tampa Bay.
Zach?
I'm taking Falcons. I think they pull Brady.
I think I'm going to take Atlanta at home today, too.
I think they pull Brady.
Y'all
I think they
lost.
pull Brady.
Y'all
I really
lost.
do.
Okay.
Y'all lost.
It's okay.
Go ahead, use your
My
word.
tears are
Use
out.
your word, Terry. Destroyed. Go
Y'all
ahead.
lost.
He has not said the word the whole broadcast. Zach, we broke him of that. He
Y'all
won't
lost.
say it anymore.
Now, you remember
It's like a horse. We had to break him.
You remember Terry keeping all that Tom Brady energy for next weekend show, okay?
Not a horse.
Right?
It's old
Y'all
mule.
remember everything you said today that he's going to say next week when Brady hosts the Cowboys. Patriots and Bills. Buffalo favored by
Y'all
7.
got that all wrong.
Bills need it for home field advantage. Patriots need it to get in the playoffs. Both teams hate each other. They'd both love to ruin each other's day. Zach, 7 points. Bills are favored. Who you got? 35
I say
degrees.
Bills trounce the Patriots today.
Terry.
I agree the
It's
same
tomorrow.
thing because the Bills will say this is for tomorrow.
I'll say this. What happened to the Patriots when they went on the road to play the Bills in the playoffs last year? I'll tell you what, destroyed. They'll get destroyed again today.
Destroyed.
Bills win this game.
Bills with a win.
They're going to
for
win.
me
Plus, they've
as
got a lot of emotional
Right.
going, playing for their injured player. I think it's gonna
Vikings and Bears. 6-point favorites. Vikings on the road. $22 in Chicago. 38 degrees. You can see Justin Fields is not going to play, right? Did not see that.
Yeah.
He had a chance to break the rushing record, and they're not going to play him.
Why not just make sure he don't get hurt?
I guess I'm not sure. So I don't even know who's playing quarterback for the Bears. Vikings favored by 6.
Rex
Tommy
Grossman.
Grossman.
The Vikings are so hard to figure out. I was so mad last Sunday afternoon. I said, let me see a ball game here. It's a Vikings Green Bay. This would be a good ball game. It's 41-3. It's like, give me a break here.
Nathan Peterman.
I think the Vikings go in there and lay an egg.
He's not horrible.
The Vikings. I've given up on the Vikings. Give me the Bears to pull the upset at home with a backup quarterback.
There's no way. Minnesota wins.
I'm going Minnesota. I agree with your assessment, but I think Vikings still win this game.
Vikings.
Vikings are a weird team.
Terry, just take note. As soon as the Bears Ohio State quarterback went out, he picked them to win.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey. All
Shut
right,
up.
Ravens and Bengals. Cincinnati favored by 9 in an over-under that's 39.5. So how do you do
low.
the math on that?
It's probably because Ravens ain't going to score nothing.
I'll go ahead and say something, Don. Be quiet. Bengals win.
That's
Thank you, Terry.
That's a 20-10 score.
Yeah,
if
that
it's a
is
9-point spread and
It's actually a 20-19 score.
20 to it needs to be worse. 25-15. So there's your numbers, something like that.
I don't think the Bengals will quote unquote bangle this game away, as the Ohio people say. I think they're going to win and beat the Ravens. Third string quarterback?
Is Lamar coming back for the playoffs? Or
I
is he
don't know.
done?
He might be. I think he's mad because they hadn't paid him.
I think yes,
That's
too.
what I was thinking.
Would
think
you?
he's clowning on them.
If you're another team, would you sign a quarterback who did not come back for the playoffs?
Nope.
Regular season's different, but if you're going to sit out the playoffs,
Nope.
I don't want you leading my team, do you?
Nope.
Texans and Colts. Is this the game in hell this week,
Nah,
Zach?
who cares?
2-13-11 versus 4-11-11.
I say
Terry,
Lovey gets a win
2.5
today.
point favorite. There's going to be a ton of people that care about this game.
I think Lovey gets a win. Texans.
The degenerate gambler bowl in hell.
Yep.
I
Tom?
would say that, but I'm going with the home team.
Let's go with the home
Indianapolis.
team. Yeah, Colts.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go Colts. Jets at Dolphins. Miami favored by 3.
Game that don't mean anything.
Hey, Jets.
Except
with
for
Dolphins
Miami.
trying to get in.
crap their
Miami.
season
With the
away.
third-string quarterback,
Yeah.
rookie quarterback.
That's crazy. Miami.
I'm going with the Jets today. I think the Jets knocked the
You
Dolphins
know
out
he's
of the playoffs.
quarterbacking, don't you? Flacco, baby. Maybe his last start ever.
Is he healthy again? Because he got knocked out last week.
It doesn't matter. He's starting. If he's healthy, this might be his last game ever, Zach.
He's going to knock the Dolphins out.
Yeah, he
Jets
is.
win.
Joe Flacco ends Tua. And then Lamar Jackson goes to Miami to throw to those guys. How would you like to deal with that, Terry, if you're a safety?
He's got two good
let me
ones,
ask-
man.
let me ask
Waddle
you,
and
Terry.
Hill both.
If you're a safety and you're going down to Miami next year and Lamar Jackson's quarterback, you had getting Shelby-itis.
Yeah.
My ankle's sore, Tom. Just can't play against Shelby this week.
Yeah.
Tom, make a pick.
Dolphins or Jets? Flacco, you know you want to do it.
I don't like the weird coach for the Dolphins. He's just a weirdo. So I'm going with the Jets.
Okay.
Let's go,
Good
Flacco.
He'll be out there on the field.
All right, Zach, your Panthers.
He played for
Disappointed
Yale.
me last week.
Are
He did play
3.5
for Yale. He's a
He
wide
did.
receiver for Yale.
3.5 point dogs in New Orleans. You can get a ticket for this game, folks, for $9. So for the saving on ticket prices, Tom, you could drive down there with the gas.
We go down in New Orleans.
You know what? I've not been to New Orleans. I'm not going to tell you what I did when I was there, but I haven't been in a long time. I'd like to go again.
I've been once, Zach. I saw Tom. I saw the same guy. I saw a Hulk Hogan impersonator walking up down the street taking pictures of folks.
Awesome.
And let me put it this way: he didn't have the muscles for it.
He was the huckster, remember? The
He
huckster.
looked more like Shaggy from
Awesome. Scooby-Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Let's go
But he
with
had it
it.
painted in. He was Hollywood Hogan.
You know, I think the Panthers.
With no muscle.
Okay. If we can talk about football. I think, every time he tells a stupid story, it's funny, it's hilarious. But if we tell a stupid story, we're told to shut up. I just want to go ahead and just
Again,
go
I
and throw it
unlock
out.
the door.
You have to listen to your boss.
That's right.
Shut up, JP.
Boss is always right.
JP, who asked you?
Shut up, JP.
I was putting
At
my
least he
2
was
cents.
listening.
Panthers will win this for Wilkes.
No, they won't. So New Orleans. New Orleans will win it all.
Panthers win this for Wilkes.
After that crap show last week, I'm taking the Saints.
I saw Olsen on TV last week and turned the channel. I'll go to Saints with this one. Browns and Steelers. Browns got a chance to ruin the Steelers' day in Mike Tomlin's first losing season in his career after knocking him off in the playoffs a couple years ago. Tom, can they do it again?
I mean, it depends on what everybody's talking about. Deshaun Watson, his numbers were he was 9 for 18 for 140 yards, and they're acting like this is his breakout game.
And it was against the Redskins.
And it's against the Redskins, who did put a lot of pressure on him. His quarterback rating was like 138 because of the touchdown passes and no interceptions. He's holding the ball too long. T.J. Watt, T.J. Watt's coming after you, man. I don't know. I guess I'll be a homer and pick the Browns in this, but this is going to end the season, and hopefully he's as good as advertised next year. And I know he's got to be higher now, but he was 41 out of 41 coming into that Washington game. So you got to have better quarterback play, especially against that Pittsburgh defense.
Terry.
Okay, Tom talked too long. Steelers will win this, and Tomlin will be above 500. And last week, when they had Watson in the game and they were down close to the goal line and they brought Brissett in to run the ball, and it didn't work, so Steelers will win.
So I talked too long, but you bring up a stupid story about Jacoby Brissett, and that's somehow some wonderful insight.
It was.
I'm only making my pick for one reason. Out. It's because I want to say this. Deshaun is going to destroy the Pittsburgh Steelers. They knocked Tomlin from a winning season.
Surely.
No way.
With
Pittsburgh playing at home.
Surely with Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Amari Cooper. I can't name a single one of the other teams.
Y'all did a good job last week. Y'all eliminated Washington.
And Pickett starting. So I'm picking the Browns, hopefully. Chargers and Broncos. Denver favored by 3. Tom, you said there was a dumpster
How
fire. They're favored.
is
by
Denver
possible Super Bowl
favored by
champion.
3? What does Vegas know?
Chargers might not be playing anybody.
They're in, right?
Yeah, Chargers,
Chargers are in. Doesn't mean anything.
Wilson playing?
Yeah.
Well, then they're going to lose. Go with the Chargers.
No problem here. Broncos beat the Chargers. They're playing at home. Last game for Russell this year, and they almost beat Kansas City
Yeah,
last
so I was going
week.
to bring up 3 points.
So-
They only lost by 3 against Kansas City. I'm not
Y'all
picking
always
those. Chargers
do this.
are winning.
Y'all always do. Y'all just look at the final score and make your judgments on that. Y'all got to look at the game in a little more detail.
I like Justin Herbert. I like the Chargers. I don't understand why they would be underdogs in this game unless somebody's not playing and they're not caring. So I'm gonna go Broncos on the pick.
Herbert might not be
Chargers
playing.
should beat them.
Oh, here's your good one.
Giants and Eagles.
Who plays what?
Eagles favored by 14 points. Terry, who wins?
Well, I'm going to tell you how this game's going to go. I've seen this scenario before. When Peterson was at Philadelphia, when all of a sudden all they needed was Philadelphia to lose, and Peterson did some dumb crap in the fourth quarter, taking his starting quarterback out, sticking somebody else in. And this is what's going to happen here. The Giants are going to be winning, going to the fourth quarter, and they're going to do something stupid in the game, and the Eagles are going to win this.
They're 14-point favorites.
I don't care.
Is a
Hurts playing?
43-point over-under. That means that it's 29 to 15.
They're 14-point favorites, and somehow Terry thinks this is going to come down.
Yeah.
Terry.
The Giants are not going to let Philadelphia just destroy them.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. But like, that's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen. I mean,
it's because it's 10:01 and he couldn't do it for 2 hours. He had a 2-hour limit on his word, and he got it.
Think about this. Eagles are favored by the same, pretty much, 14 over the Giants, as the 49ers are favored over the Cardinals, 14.5, Tom.
I like the Eagles.
Zach, Eagles, Giants?
Is Hurts playing? Or is Minshew? We don't know. I'm going Giants.
I'll go Eagles as well. So they need to win the division. They can't just let Dallas win the division. I would assume they wouldn't just roll over. Cardinals and 49ers. 49ers favored by 14.5, Tom.
I mean, do we even have
over
to
your
pick
beloved? Just your beloved Cardinals. I didn't know.
Kyler Murray's not playing.
You about picked the Giants.
49ers.
Or Terry about it. Go ahead, Terry.
I hate that because the 49ers will win. They should have lost last week.
Yeah, they're going to destroy the
49ers will destroy the Arizona Cardinals. Rams and Seahawks.
Ooh,
Seahawks
game in
need
hell.
to win and help. Seahawks favored by 6 over the Rams. Baker Mayfield goes into Seattle against Geno Smith.
Baker gets the win.
Tom?
You picking against Pete Carroll at home when the game in the playoffs with Baker Mayfield.
Baker gets the win.
You're on drugs. Seahawks are going to win.
Seahawks.
Seahawks at home. Cowboys in Commanders. Did you see the Commanders' new mascot was released?
Oh, no.
Terry?
I did not see this.
I'll pull him up for you here in a second.
Is this a legit? Is this legit? It's not a joke.
No, yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a joke, but it's not. Didn't mean to be a joke.
Okay.
Go ahead. Cowboys and Redskins. Okay. Terry, what's going to happen in this one?
Well, here you go. Sam Howell's getting his first start of the year. Hadn't played hardly any all year long, and he's going up against a Dallas defense. Come on. Dallas wins with ease.
With ease.
With ease.
With ease. Yeah, Dallas probably will win this game.
Dak don't lose to Washington. I'm going with Dallas. Dallas. That's a
That'll
given
make
for
him
that.
like 11.
Does Ron Rivera know who he's playing this week?
I don't know.
Maybe he studied film all week. I thought we were playing the Panthers.
Tom, while you getting prepared? I mean, Ron, was you getting prepared? Did you look at the word consequences for winning and losing in this game?
But you got to like Ron. I mean, you can't not like Ron Rivera. It's
I
just
know.
I did when he was here.
It's like, are you on drugs, man? I mean, do you know?
It just blows my mind he did not know.
Y'all ready? Here he is.
How about that?
Mr. Tutty.
Is this legit?
Yes.
Well,
this is Mr. Tutty.
This is on par with the Cleveland Elf.
Oh, I love the Elf. Fans love the Elf.
No, fans do not like.
They voted the Elf to be the midfield logo, Tom. That's why they was on the field this year.
Okay,
so you got this mascot, and you can't.
That
call
is
them
the mascot
Hogs?
for the Commanders.
Yes.
A pig.
Because
they were the
because they were
JP.
the offensive linemen, were the Hogs back in the 80s.
JP, I know you don't understand it.
They should have
It is
named them Hogs.
So again, we all said this from the beginning. They should have been named the Red Hogs or
Would that not have been
Razorbacks?
The Razorback, yes. I thought they should have been the Hawks.
Man, could you imagine the fan base
The
would have
Red
been
Hogs.
The Boars.
Anything. Well, yeah, they're a bore. But now, Tom, the joke is, ain't nothing but a bunch of commies in Washington. The Washington team, our team got named the Commies.
Oh, Lord.
Our nation's Capitals football team is named the Commies. The infiltration is over. It's over. It happened.
I think they should have just left it as the Washington football team.
and make that the
Major
mascot.
Tuddy.
Because it doesn't matter.
Terry, as a Cowboys fan, we think of Major Tuddy. If it's pronounced Tuddy,
I think it's a major.
Might be Tootie.
I think it's a major turd. I don't understand. I mean,
Anybody picking Commanders this week?
No.
Cowboys.
At least Wentz will be the backup. I mean, no, Wentz is not playing.
Sunday night?
Hyundai. I mean,
Honda.
Piston
Hyundai. Honda.
Yeah.
He's reliable like a Honda.
Heineke?
The Honda.
Heineke is the backup.
Not flashy, but
Yeah,
reliable.
He's the backup.
Lions and Packers, Sunday night football, last game of the season. Packers favored by 4.5. The Lions have been tortured by Aaron Rodgers forever. Winning in for the Packers. Lions need winning help. But, Zach, what you got?
I'm going. I hope the Lions destroy the Packers.
Go ahead and say it. Lions.
Lions, baby. Lions.
Go ahead and say it.
Tom, who you got?
Packers.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Aaron Rodgers is going to say, you know who I am.
Don't make me.
That Lions got that heart, man.
Detroit Lions to beat the Aaron Rodgers. All right, we'll be back in a minute here on KTC Broadcasting as soon as JP breaks an ankle and plays the commercial.
They are there when you need them. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, where their customers come first. Remember the cold 10 below degree temperatures during the Christmas weekend? Well, Shelby Heating and Air made over 70 calls to help keep folks warm during Christmas. And they'll do the same for you. Ask about up to $750 in rebates on select products, along with their safety furnace checkup for just $99. Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. They're there when you need them.
What other pre-owned vehicle dealership can offer this? Pre-owned sales, a complete service department, and complete body shop. The only one I know is Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop in Kings Mountain. They can do it all. Check with their automotive repair shop for all kinds of automotive repair. Plus, they sell tires too. And from a scratch to a big fender bender, they can help with that in their body shop. Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Online at oakgroveauto.com.
Grizzly's trying to tell you about the new inventory at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. And buy now before the spring rush and save money. Plus, right now, you can get quick delivery. And with tax time here, there's no better time to buy. From all sizes of buildings to gazebos, play sets, tiny homes with up to 1,100 square feet. You'll find it all at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes. 2268 Lincoln and Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club has new renovations and will be expansion on golf. Having a wedding reception? Cherryville Golf and Country Club Banquet Room is the place for it. Private parties, birthday parties, and corporate events. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
Check out the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday after 4 p.m. specials at Love's Fish Box in Kings Mountain. On Tuesday, it's Alaskan whitefish with all the trimmings for $7.99. On Wednesdays, it's beef tips with choice of potato and salad for $10.95. And on Thursday, it's an 8-ounce hamburger steak with choice of potato for $7.99. And don't forget about their daily lunch specials too. Love's Fish Box, 1104 Shelby Road in Kings Mountain, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. Yes, this day and time, money is tight. Everything seems to be going up, especially the cost of transportation. If you've been thinking about trading in your ride for a new one, think first of having it replaced at a fraction of the cost of a new vehicle at Bruner's Automotive in Cherryville. With a team of GM factory certified technicians, they make sure their customers leave satisfied at the best possible price. Bruner's Automotive, 319 East Main Street, downtown Cherryville. Online at brunerautomotive.com. Call 704-923-7612. Like them on Facebook, too.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. They're just about to wrap it up.
All right. Welcome back to Saturday Sports Talk, brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. All right, I got a quick trivia question for you, JP. I want you to think about it the next 5 minutes while we talk about NBA basketball.
Okay.
This is a riddle for you folks on the air. Only 6% of people get this. With 3 people and 2 apples and only 1 knife and only 1 stroke of the knife, JP, how do you divide the apples up evenly? All right, we'll be back. Not we'll be back. Let's talk a little bit of NBA. Sorry. We'll be back. How do you, with 3 people, 2 apples, and 1 knife, with 1 stroke of the knife, how do you divide the apples up evenly? All right, here we go. NBA action. The Hornets win last night after a record-setting first half, most points ever in a first quarter, first half, 51-82 for the Hornets. Giannis doesn't even play in the second half, and the Hornets win, avoiding Zach, because before the night started, they were tied for the worst record in the NBA, and now we're not the worst record in the NBA. Third worst record in the NBA.
Charlotte scored 84 points in the first half.
Yep. Just bad. No, Plumlee had a good night, 17 and whatever.
Yeah.
So looking at the standings,
Giannis was held to 9 points for the whole game.
Well, he, like I said, he didn't play for the second half.
Oh, yeah.
They think about that. NBA just quit after the first half. We're just not gonna play second half.
At least he played a half, right, Tom?
They scored 60.
At least he played.
They scored 60 in the first half. Terry, quit. Did you see the Hornets not play defense the other night?
I've seen a lot of that in the
Well,
NBA.
no, did you see where they rolled the ball and it stopped and the Hornets just stood there and watched the clock run off? These fools. I just pitiful. They are pitiful. Tom, you Donovan Mitchell big week this week and then doesn't play.
His mommy said he needed to get his rest. I don't understand it. It's
the NBA is going to have to come down and say, if you're not hurt, you will get fined if you don't play.
Nobody just sits out in the NFL.
This is where I'm
like
upset. Didn't he? He came from Utah.
Yes,
but
Utah.
Look, if I'm like going to a Nuggets game, a lot of times it's just like my daughter's boyfriend Jacob. He goes to Hornets games not only to watch the Hornets because he is a Hornets fan, but he'll go, I want to watch Damian Lillard play tonight. I want to watch Giannis play tonight. That's one of the things he gets really excited. He's very appreciative when he gets tickets from the station because I want to go see this particular player play.
Yeah.
That's what your money. So I want to see the guy who scored 71 points the other night. Well, his mommy says he's too tired to play today. I mean, that's just a ripoff, man. These guys are making how much money? And he needs a rest?
And
rest?
The people come to pay to watch him.
Yep.
That's my problem.
That's what I'm saying. People, it's kind of like one thing I was glad, but Denver came. The one reason why I wanted to go to the Denver, I wanted to watch the Joker play. I wanted to watch him play. I mean, at least I got to do that, and I was real upset when Dallas came and what's his name? Escaped my memory.
Luka.
I want to watch Luka play. Yeah, well, he's not playing tonight. I mean, it's just like give fans their money's worth. That's all. I mean, if you don't want to play as much, all right, maybe he only plays 20 minutes tonight.
So
I understand
what they'll
that,
do, Tom, and what I don't like is the Western Conference teams or the against the not other conference. That's when they'll sit a lot. And that's so back in the day, Zach, I probably went to like 8 Spurs games. And I saw Dave Robson actually between injuries and just sitting back to backs, he only played once of those games, and it used to be frustrating that
Popovich is the one that started,
right? And so you'd see Robinson just sit on the bench. Well, he looks awful cool, but on TV he's dunking on people and scoring 70, but not down here in Hornets land. Let me show you the play from the other night. These fools. This is Ja Morant and Memphis. They roll the ball in, and Terry, watch the clock. At 3:48, the ball is rolled in. I ain't got it on the screen for you there. Here you go. 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31.
They don't know the rule.
We're down 20 points right now.
They don't know the rule.
We're down 20, Tom.
If I was a fan, I would have got up and walked out. I would have just got up and walked out.
Yes, now the clock starts for him.
Morant pulled the ball, picked the ball up. It started at 3:48. He wasted 25 seconds on the clock before the Hornets decided to play any defense whatsoever.
I'm telling you, now NBA games are fun to go to. I've been to a lot of them, but just don't do stuff like that. People. I mean, it's just like a guy. He's a little tired. Okay, well, if he plays not as much this game, at least he can play. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it's just. I know that baseball guys get a day off. There's a 162 game season. I mean, I know 80 games. It's a lot of basketball games, but I know that people don't like to do the Jordan argument. Well, how many days off did Jordan need?
In his last year, he would lead the league in minutes played.
I know at 40,
this year,
40-some years old.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever. I mean, if it is what it is, but I just, I'm just.
All right, I found this cool video on the internet. Any other NBA comment stuff here, guys? Middle of the season, anything better, anything we needed to go over? Terry, Celtics will come into Charlotte next Monday. Let's see. So this is a video I pulled up real quick on the internet. I saw on Twitter, and I wanted to play it. If I can get the volume right, Zach, we can do this. Zach, go ahead and hit computer. All right. For the folks at home. So watch this, folks, and listen to this. This is Yachty in spring training last year. And this is a rookie batter. And this is him taunting Yachty on the play. We'll just let the guy announcer take care of it.
Maldonado, so now there's a base runner at first, and they bring in the young gun Siri. I don't think he's played a day in the MLB. He gives his gold chain to the first base coach.
Terry, you're gonna like
he's
this.
on first, and he's going to try and steal against the catcher who set the record for opening day starts in a row last year and will break it himself this year. So Yachty says right away, you know what, pitch? Let's check on this rookie, make sure he doesn't get ahead of himself
Then
over
what's
there.
this
Just
dumb
because
rookie?
it's seventh inning of a spring training game doesn't mean I'm not coming for him. Look at that. Calls for the outside fastball, eyes him down, says, yeah, all right, I'll come your way. Pitch is not where he wants it. Still goes for the pickoff. Almost gets him sliding back to first. Now,
There's your mistake, son.
No.
There's your mistake. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. What do you not do, Terry?
And Yachty goes, okay.
Okay. Oh, what'd he say?
Yeah, like, go ahead and go, buddy.
Don't got to say it, boy.
Yeah, go ahead and go.
Sliding back to first. Now,
Don't
Siri
taunt
said,
the GOAT,
no.
even if he's
No,
39 years
no,
old.
you don't do that to me. No. And Yachty goes, okay.
Take off.
Then.
Yeah, take off.
Let's see what happens. Next pitch, foul ball. So nothing going. Then high, dude didn't run. Now it's a 2-2 count. Yachty calls for the changeup. Pitcher's still got to work on things. Off-speed pitch.
3 steps.
Nails him. And now Yachty's saying,
Who got who?
you want to make eye contact? You going to look at me? You going to look at me? No. Okay.
See how fast he got up out of his stance. 39.
See you later. Hey,
little
nice
rookie.
pitch, by the way. Called the change.
Watch how fast he gets up.
Off-speed pitch. Look at this throw. Just an absolute thing.
I mean, Terry, is that perfection? Catch. Tom, you've been behind the plate quite a bit. I mean, just catch.
Pitch.
That's a
Look at this
changeup.
throw. Just an
He
absolute.
threw him out on a changeup by that far. Just think the ball was 20 miles per hour faster.
Yeah.
Oh, but the thing is, just don't taunt people.
I wouldn't
Don't
stand
be-
up and look at Yachty.
That was a spring training game.
Yeah,
all right,
But I saw on the internet yesterday. I thought you baseball guys would like that one. All right, guys, that'll do it here on KTC Broadcasting. Had a fun week this week. Did you guys figure out the riddle? 3 people.
No.
2 apples. 1 knife. Tom, how do you divide it evenly?
Cut them both
One
a half.
stroke. 1 stroke of the knife.
Cut them both a half.
That's 4. That'll be 4 spots. 4 slices of apple. You ready for the answer? One of the persons takes the knife and stabs someone else. Then everybody gets 1 apple. We'll be back next week, Katie.